gem. Oh, no, we're not here yet. People miss those gems.
Welcome to Stone's Live Poker. My name is Veronica Brill. With me is Brent Harrington.
Is this thing on? Whoa.
Wait, go back. Brent's wearing a very lovely Christmassy Twitch shirt.
Ooh, yeah.
Why did we just suddenly go into small mode?
I think they're like bouncing back and forth. Because, well, maybe. I'm so confused.
We're all confused.
It looks like a... Anyway.
Are we going to introduce the players?
It's a fun time of PLO. What is it the first? It's PLO high. Veronica was even confused and about whether it was PLO high or PLO high low,
I'm just
which she prefers.
Easily.
Yeah, I think that's probably not true. But anyway, 1-2 PLO of the high variety is a very exciting game.
We both like it very much. We prefer the high-low variety. I know that.
I guess. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But we're doing a small stakes. This is an actual it's a 1-2 or a 1-3?
Yeah, 1-2. But I think most places do 1-2. In order to raise, you have to make 5. Yeah.
But we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. So you can limp for 2, apparently.
Let's introduce the players if we can't see the cards.
Let's introduce the players.
C1 is Alan H. What is going on tonight? This is California. People smoke pot. Let's go back to the table. Let's introduce the players.
Are we ready for that? Maybe we're not ready for that. It looks like
Alan H. Oh. And then just when we were about to show your shirt.
Oh, yeah. We did. We got it. I got it.
I was going to show your nips, but...
You could like set things on this. You know, just saying. If you had some things you wanted to set. Yeah.
If you had melons you wanted to set somewhere.
Yeah. If you had some fruits, large fruits you wanted to set on top of people. Anyway, so I just noticed the minimum buy-in's $40, but that is probably not... I don't know that anybody... is gonna buy in for 40.
C2.
Would easy. I like it.
Easy.
I like when people have fun names. Jay-Z. What?
C3 is Jay-Z. Why not?
You know what? I've seen Jay-Z before, and I don't think that's him.
I might agree with you, but he says he is, and I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna take him for his word. I'm either high or
no, you're not.
Oh,
there's a lot going on the screen today.
I'm just okay. C4 crispy bacon.
Crispy bacon, nice. I like it.
He's one of my favorites. Nice guy. One of our regulars. C5 vocal terror.
Oh.
I don't know why he's Swifty tonight. Yeah, no, that's vocal terror. I'm not going to call him Swifty. I'm going to call him vocal terror.
I will not call him vocal terror. I'll probably call him
He's a vegan. He's a vegan. C6, Carlton.
Carlton. Nice. Hello, Carlton. Welcome.
Hopefully he can do the Carlton dance. C7.
I'll have to win a pop for this. Hollywood.
He yelled at Hollywood on the way in. I yelled at him.
This is a different look from Hollywood. A little bit.
I told him he needs to open up. I like the Back to the Future shirt. I'm down.
Open up emotionally?
C8, both ways. Okay. Octavia, I've been asking him to open up emotionally for years. Octavia with a banana. I like it. And then C9 is John. John plays in a lot of our live streams. I recognize him.
Yes. I've seen John. Yo, Mr. Smiley, the Poker Boss, Rick and Barstow, Justin James, all the peeps.
I can't...
For some reason...
it's not.
No, I think if you refresh... That's happened like a few times. I know that you did that already. I do know that. I do.
Okay. Don't mansplain me tonight.
I do know that you did that. I will let you handle it because you are a capable woman.
I am.
And, yeah.
Mr. Smiley, what is up? Nice to see you. Justin James, which is, he's always there. Rick and Barstow, and the Poker Boss. The Poker Boss. What is that?
The Poker Boss.
The Poker Boss in Nevada. We have a boss that's our Poker Boss. That's our Poker Boss. Yeah. So like JFK Stones one day is gonna have to wrestle the Poker Boss.
Or just stay in different states. Maybe that way.
But they do love each other.
Big enough for the two of us.
One of us has to go.
Yeah, I got to meet Mrs. Poker Boss.
She's awesome.
The American Poker Awards. That was fun.
Snapchat friends. Sick brag. You got to go to the American Poker Awards. Wow.
Yeah, I was nominated for the American Poker Awards.
You were nominated.
Well, not me specifically, but the podcast. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the only reason I went. Yeah.
It's none of my business.
No, I thought you knew that. Well,
dude, congratulations!
Thanks.
That's awesome.
It was fun. It was a good time. I enjoyed it.
I know I'm never gonna be nominated for anything.
This can be our goal: is to get Stones Live nominated for Poker Stream of the Year. I mean, probably won't happen.
We're headed that way.
3 days a week. We're about to be headed that way with the first ever PLO game.
A 1-2 PLO.
1-2. You know what? Money ain't nothing but a number. Wait, blinds aren't nothing but numbers.
I agree. You should be playing the same if you're playing 1-2 or if you're playing like a 50-100 PLO.
Boss #vet. Oh, did you get it?
So Carlton's got one of these cards you probably want to see multi-way, and he just calls. I like it.
The flop of the century.
Yeah,
well,
8, 9, 10, super
6.
wet. Carlton flops the
double gutter,
straight jaw, double gutter, nut, flush draw. You want to put some money in here. You're gonna get paid with a lot of draws, a lot of sets.
He needs a 6, actually. Never mind, not a double gutter.
Okay, I was trying not to like run you over with my intelligence. Yeah.
I know you caught that. Thank you for not like.
So interesting spot here. Jay-Z's got a queen high flush draw and folds it. So I don't understand really why you have that hand if you can't follow through with the flush draw. You know what I mean? Ace on the turn.
I think often in PLO you want to be drawing to the nuts though. Like if you're drawing, if you make that flush on the flop.
Pre-flop, why are you playing it?
I didn't see the rest of his hand.
Queen 3-3-8, I believe.
Not a great hand.
Yeah, not a great hand. Like, I'll say like with small pocket pairs, I want to get. I'll just win.
Even bottom set is like gross.
Even bottom set's gross, right? So.
But it can be gross. It can be gross. Some people can use it to make money.
Gross
yeah,
in
true.
This game.
That's true.
I'm just saying. So if you're gonna have that kind of hand, I think like limping strategy is optimal because you want to get implied odds with those low pocket pairs. But then like, can you stick around when people are jamming into you?
It's probably better to make that decision on the flop than on the turn though, because like if you call once, then it's like human nature to like kind of try to.
Yeah, I think that. So I think there's like 2 kinds of strategies in PLO and PLO 8, and like some are like really tightening your range pre-flop, which is like initially how I started improving my game. But then there's also just improving your post-flop play, and not thinking about mistakes pre-flop. Okay. You know, your equity's pretty even in PLO pre-flop anyway.
Right.
So you just need to, I think, just play optimally post-flop in this game. Right?
I mean,
there's certain hands where you want to isolate, certain hands where you want to get some implied odds. We will discuss further.
Yeah. I think folding the queen high flush is fine. Maybe it was hoping to hit a set. Maybe that was the set. Well, the problem with 1-2, or could be potentially be the problem with 1-2, is if you're able to just limp in, I think in cash, I do it. A lot of people do it. If they're going to let you see a flop for $2 or $5, then
I think a lot of the hands though are great for a limping strategy. I think like Broadway cards, I would probably like aces with some Broadway cards. I would probably raise a little more and try to isolate, try to pot it.
Yeah, we can take the Jake strategy of just pot and just keep potting.
Just keep potting until you die. I mean, equity runs pretty evenly pre-flop, so
just keep potting. John's got a nice-ish hand, but the 2.
The 2 is kind of a dangler,
but it doesn't feel super bad.
That's a nice PLO 8 hand. I don't think it's an great 08 hand, but it's a great PLO 8 hand.
Oh, I like that
King,
hand
10 deuce.
too.
It's okay in 08. I would prefer like 2 low cards.
Fair enough.
3, 4, 8.
Yeah. And the good part about the 2, as opposed to like a 6 or something here, that's a club, is that it connects with the ace, at least in terms of you can make some wheels.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah, I like some wheel draws.
I mean, you're never folding this hand in a cash game pre-flop.
Oh God,
you're gonna see a flop almost always with a flop, unless there's crazy action pre. But even then, you probably, if you wanted to gamble a little bit, it's not a terrible idea.
I actually like, as far as cash is concerned, and here comes crispy bacon, just like putting all of it. In the cash, I really think like optimally you should be playing way more loose than like in a tournament. Tournament, like I will adopt a limping strategy a lot, but cash game, I don't love it.
Yeah, and if you have a set, this is a really excellent board to have a set on.
Yeah.
No mate streaks.
Eldar8, what's up? Chaz, BW says the strategy chalked his fingernails on a chalkboard. You're welcome, and we are auditioning for new commentators, if you know everything.
Trust me. There'll be plenty of non-strategy talk. We're just getting a lot of it out of the way early. So, in 1917, PLO was first invented. I'm not sure if you know this.
That's how long I've been playing it.
The guy's name was Thomas Parliament Omaha. That was his last name, Parliament Omaha. And he made a game.
Thomas Parliament Omaha? I dated him for a few years. He was horrible and bad.
Wadizi's got a wrap-ish and does not hit. The first one, they're running it twice at least.
So they can run the entire board
and it gets one.
Twice. Or they can run the turn the river up to 3 times. Since they're 9-handed.
Yeah, this is good too because some places won't let you run if you get all in pre-flop. They won't let you run 2 boards.
No, you can run 2 boards here.
Yeah. No, I said some places, like Venetian, I think, doesn't do that.
Yeah, well, F Venetian, we're stones.
Auditioning new commentators. What happened to Casey? We're always theoretically auditioning commentators, right? I think. I mean.
Said, do you love me? I told her only party. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry.
Wait, Barbara, what did I say that is not true?
Barbara said we scared off Casey, and that was, he's talking with Poker Pro Eric. Poker Pro Eric scared off Casey.
Well, he said that's not true, Brent. I thought maybe Eric's usually one that tells me when I said something wrong, or, pretends that I said something wrong. And then tweets.
Jen Shabazz hates me. It's okay, baby.
Chaz Bullet?
You go call your mom and you tell her all about it.
Guys, go apply.
She'll listen to you. All right.
Back to the Pot Limit Omaha.
1-2 Pot Limit Omaha. I actually love that.
Yes.
We're taking this line. We're going down to 1-2. And
I went way too far back with 1917. I agree. I think I was in my mind. I was going to say 70 something. But yeah.
You remember PLO back when people were stabbing each other for the pot.
Back in my day, you had to wear snowshoes to PLO because we played outside. In the snow, obviously. Because we had snowshoes. That's cold.
All spades. Jack high flop.
That sounds like you made it up, Andrew, but I also think that maybe that could be the case. All spades. This is the kind of board you want to flop a queen high flush on, and then, maybe go broke.
They're also talking about your mustache, which it's not a mustache.
It was
actually
also invented by the Palestinians. The mustache.
A squirrel attacked him today, and he killed it, and it smeared a bit of itself on him.
It's like Venom, like the
Snake
symbiotic.
Venom?
No, Venom. The symbiotic costume that Spider-Man wore for a while. The Venom. It's just I found it in an alien spaceship, and it changes my chemical nature and makes me. I don't know.
You have so much good first date material.
I haven't figured it out.
I'm telling you, someone out there's gonna appreciate this. There's no way it's just for us.
It's just for you guys.
There's no way.
Like priests, I go celibate for the sake of everyone else.
No, they don't. That's not true.
Like theoretically, they're celibate.
Andrew Barber loves your stash. When a 10K horse winner loves your stash, you gotta just love it. You embrace it, and as you are, and rock it. Like
it's gonna be here for a while.
Like a 45-year-old drunk, lonely housewife. Rock it.
Maybe you should 45-year-old drunk, lonely housewife. Ban Chaz. I told you. All right. In case it's not clear, I'm the only one that's done porn here.
That can be verified. you can subscribe to his website. Only $19.99 a month.
Beef.com.
Stashhaven.com.
Anyway. What's like Trevor have a banana? I like it. Looks like we have at least one see you at table 11 chip protector at $7 to go. Hollywood folds that. Oh, Octavio, there we go. That's a nice hand to open with.
Brings into 7. King Jack 10.
Crispy bacon on the button. I like Taylor's call a little bit better. Yeah, but I mean, that's just like a hand you're not going to hit a ton of stuff with. That same thing we talked about. Like, if you hit a jack high flush, are you like super comfortable with that? You're either going to be forced to fold it or...
it's kind of not connected enough for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's
on like 7, 9, 10 jack.
But Taylor's hit... it's somewhat interesting flop. Open-ended straight draw. I guess he's got the 8 will give him the straight to the 10. I guess he's got a double gutter and a low flush draw.
What Bri? What's up? Bob Kraft, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you.
No, Eldar. Sorry, man. PLO's great. Check fold this flop. Yeah, this isn't a great flop. Might be a little different if Octavio had the ace of diamonds. He might be able to play around with this a little bit more.
Have the nut blocker and just kind of...
Yeah, I mean, it would give you some more options. Otherwise, it's like really tough to play this
bluff.
Post.
I guess like it's easier to bluff with the nut blocker.
This kind of board. Oh well, now
it's done.
Yeah, and he can probably get away from this pretty easily. And if you're not 100% sure, if you guys are just tuning in and not familiar with PLO, Octavio can't make a flush. You have to use 2 cards from your hand. There's a chance. There's a chance.
First time PLO, it happened to me. $600 from my stack gone, and the dealer took 5 minutes to explain to me that my ace high flush wasn't actually an ace high flush.
Oh wow. Yeah. The worst is when you'll be playing like Raz or something and people don't realize they're playing Raz, and then they're like, I have a full house, and they're like, yeah, it's Raz. You just lost a ton of money on a huge pot because you thought
you're talking about like a horse tournament and they don't realize it's the Raz round.
I mean, so much of doing well in poker is knowing what game you're playing. Or at least the rules of the game that you're playing. So
sober enough to be alert.
That's true. That's important. I mean, for some people that's not important. You just shove chips in there and then just get nuts.
Being sober doesn't matter.
But yeah, so if you have any questions about PLO, you can check it out. We will answer them. But the general idea is you got to use 2 from your hand, and the cool part about this, I mean, PLO 8 is fun, and I really like it. But the cool part about this in terms of the audience is there's very rarely going to be chops in this game. There's probably going to be no chops, but so if somebody wins, they're going to win the whole pot.
It is so painstaking for some people to chop. They won't play 08 because of that chopping.
That's true.
It's such a nice game.
Chopping is great because you always get a chance to leverage the fact that you can't lose half the pot.
Oh, okay, so...
And go nuts with your draws.
Horseshoe raises, and Crispy Bacon just jams 62.
62
Hollywood tips as he folds. Is that what we're doing now? We tell what the pattern is? I'm like, what was this?
I wasn't sure if that flashed on the screen for everybody or just me. I might be seeing things. So Crispy's on. We don't know what his hand is. Horseshoe is not going to fold.
No.
So I guess they're going to probably run it.
Run it twice.
Oh, I think Chris is saying he doesn't really want to chop. So I think they're running it once.
Oh, you just want... Okay. He said he has a pair of 10s. We can't see his card.
Well, so he's blocking some straight outs, I guess. Okay. Ooh, hello. So what's a 6 is going to give Horseshoe straight. Now we haven't seen the rest. There's a king in there, 2 10s, and a 3. So it is a pair of 3s. The 10s are currently in the lead. Well, currently the best hand is a pair of 10s.
So Horseshoe needs a 6. Running spades. Crispy Bacon, stop complaining.
It's just for the audience at home. It's a
There you go.
fan-friendly stream, so you guys can see exactly what's going on. Oh, King on the
what's
turn.
up?
So now 2 pairs is the winning hand. You need 6 here, or a spade.
Yeah.
6 or a spade.
6 or a spade. Nope.
It's a deuce. It's a deuce. Crispy's gonna double up.
Trap G says small stakes no limit hold'em is greater than small stakes PLO. I disagree. I disagree.
What is it? Small stakes and limit, small stakes PLO. You can play a lot bigger pots in PLO. A lot of people, well, first of all, and everyone says this, and it's because it's true, there's a lot more good hold'em players than there are good PLO players, because
Yes.
PLO is closer to like what hold'em was 5 years ago. Now, 5 or 10 years ago. Now, there are people who specialize in PLO, but if you think about it, there's not a lot of PLOs, so not a lot of people are getting tons of hours, or the upswing PLOs, and they're paying for hold'em courses, because that's where you can play the most and typically make the most money. Here you can make a ton. You can make a bunch of money. You can also lose a bunch of money in PLO. But bigger swings for sure.
They're asking why did we switch to a 1-2 PLO over the 5-5? Because we want to bring in some small games and bigger games to the stream. We can't just, we would isolate a lot of our players if we only had like big games on our stream. It's fun to just be able to play any game, like a PLO game.
I think the important thing about this stream too, specifically, is where Stones isn't just 10-25 hold'em or 5-5. It's all these games are here all the time, and a lot of these people are parts of this community. So everybody wants a chance to play on the stream and be a star.
Yeah, right? And there's the Jake.
Speaking of being a star.
Speaking of being a star, busted the 3,500 WPT, I think yesterday? He did not.
Oh, no, let's ask him. Jake!
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
He did not make the money. And we needled him when he came in here.
Right, for sure. Well, technically I think I needed him, but Veronica definitely followed up. Like, I put the needle in and she was just like, hey, what's up? I'm going to push that button.
Yeah, I pushed the button more. And that's for Nuts 3336. What's up? Nice to see you.
Is Jake wearing suspenders? No, I think he's wearing a backpack.
He should be wearing suspenders to keep, because the belts don't fit anymore.
By the way, if you guys aren't already following, I imagine most of you guys who are here early are following, but subscribe or follow on Twitch or YouTube, whichever you're watching, or both. Both is probably good. You get notification when we go live. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, sometimes Sundays. Occasionally Tuesdays and Thursdays. Why not?
Sure.
Sometimes Saturday too. Wow.
Well, we have a big name in the house, yeah.
We got some big names coming up.
We did, like Monday through Thursday, a couple weeks ago.
I'm sure you did like a whole week with Jonathan Little.
Jonathan Little. Oh, I couldn't do the whole week. We did Veronica and Friends, and then the next day we did Commentary together, and I was like, too much partying for me.
All right, so Horseshoe makes it 25 with a pair and a queen high flush draw. And Crispy puts in a raise. Looks like they're going to get it all in again here. And I think those are the only two with action remaining. I guess no, there's no action remaining. Those are the only two people left in the hand. So.
I like Horseshoe's hand. I can't see Crispy Bacon's. He's being really stubborn today.
Yeah, put them on the reader and then they won't have to do it the long way.
Yeah.
So we're going to get the hands here. So Crispy, the first two cards in his hand look really good. King High Hearts with a gutter for the Royal Flush.
I can't see. 8-7.
We've got the Royal Flush blocked with Horseshoe's hand. And 7 of clubs and random diamonds. So, there it is. 8 of diamonds. So we're on King High Hearts or Queen. King is not going to get it done.
And
Horseshoe takes it down. 2 pair. Top and bottom. Take it down. See, all the time, that's why small PLO games don't run too often. People think it's 1-2 hold'em.
Yeah, game over, man. You're right. It is. It can get a lot bigger than a 1-2 no limit hold'em. That's for sure. It's a drawing game. I think almost more so than hold'em. And ship the money. Now, I'm not sure with the 1-2 PLO. Can they buy in table mats?
Yeah, I thought that was.
Crispy Bacon's buying 500 right now. Did you buy in for 500 again?
For 3 after this.
Okay.
Oh, you ran it twice again. Yeah, that's yeah, so a jack.
Game over, Mang. PLO 8 is the best game ever. I like 08. PLO 8 is the second best game ever.
Yeah, Chris is in an interesting spot. It's always nice to have multiple draws. So flush draw was better. Actually, he was open-ended too, because 8, 7, 9. Yeah, he had a bunch of outs.
Lots of boots.
Tons of oots. Tons of oots, but they didn't come, and now he's oot.
Boot in a boot.
Now
Are you kidding? Crispy Bacon's a degen. He's never oot permanently.
Oh, that's true, yeah. That's a fair point.
Look at his stacks behind him. He has 1K.
He's doing the Hollywood, right? Like,
yeah.
Hollywood walks up, he's got like a tray of chips behind him, and
min buys.
The difference, yeah, exactly. The difference is that Chris is throwing it around, but only 300 at a time.
Andrew Butler says limit 08 is the best. Don't at me. I'll agree with that. It's my favorite.
I played an Archie tournament. That was fun.
Emergem Z24. What's up? Nice to see you.
Yeah. It's a Chris drinking a Moscow Mule.
Probably. That looks like a Moscow Mule cup, unless he asked for 7-Up in it.
Yeah. All right, so Limpy limps around. Oh, I think Taylor's gonna raise. It's a good idea.
Vocal Terror grabbing chips. $20. No, I think he announced 23.
Michael Jordan.
Swoosh.
Hollywood's gonna look him up.
Wow, Hollywood's playing?
Hollywood must have like ace. Okay, no.
Oh, there we go. Queen, Jack 10. I actually like that card.
Solid hand, yeah.
I wouldn't mind going upstairs with it, but you're gonna get.
Wouldn't hate that. But this is a good hand too. Like it plays. I think either choice is fine.
Yeah.
Hollywood doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's going to go too wild. The biggest problem with this though is that by not raising, you're inviting, 6-5 3 deuce and 8-4 so you're going to get some random sets in there.
Nuts for Nuts says, I don't know anything about poker, but I'm going to pretend like I do. Hey, welcome to every single poker player's mind.
Tell the people about Archie. Yeah. Archie's a crazy game. Even when you explain it to people, they don't even really get it. You're just like, oh, it's triple draw high-low.
Tell me when I'm drinking.
Yeah.
It'll help.
Yeah.
So we're 6-way to a flop. Lots of clubs.
Not a fantastic flop for Hollywood's hand, which...
Octavio, though, flops a king and the nut club draw. He's going to put some money in here. I like it.
He bets the pot. I don't see... Oh, no, that's not true.
So it's a 3-4, so he's also got an inside straight draw to the wheel. I mean, I love Octavio's hand. I think he can get a lot of value out of, like, worse...
Well, you're potting into 5 people?
Yeah.
I would almost be able to fold a set here, I think. Like, this kind of set.
Yeah, maybe.
Just because it's a very aggressive...
So... I don't know, like, I could think about it either way, where I would think at least a few people have a pretty strong hand where they'll be likely to call. But I don't think you're going to get everyone to call.
Well, that's true, because this bet could be a draw. I mean, is he going to do this with a set of kings?
Yeah.
Is he going to do this? He probably isn't potting with top set into 5 people.
Yeah.
On that board. So yeah, that's a good point. I agree.
Oh wow, okay.
Well, it's not like a first. Jeez.
I kind of like talking to you. I feel like we're friends. That mustache, it's everything.
I hate when people say that. That's like my least favorite part of whatever generation created of that is
I hate hella.
everything.
I hate hella.
Is everything. And it's like, there are words more than just is
But
everything.
Everything is everything. I love it. And Lauryn Hill has a song about it. And so it looks like crispy bacon just
It looks
jammed like it's hot.
all just tuned in to watch Horseshoe and Crispy Bacon play hands against each other.
Yeah, but
No, wait,
no. Octavio's still in
it's
this.
Octavio. Oh, no, okay, so it's 3 ways. So Horseshoe doesn't want to miss a chance to play with Hollywood's all in as well? No, okay, I was like, there's no way that's right. Yeah. And Ace gets there for the Deuce 5 straight Crispy Bacon.
Wow.
All right, well, so Crispy Bacon's wrapped to the straight.
Yeah, that's a good flop for him.
Yeah.
Look for cards. What's up?
Jeff
Nice
wants
to
to
see you.
dodge the club. In Horseshoe's case, he needed the board to pair. It did not.
Game Over Mang says Brent has grown on me so much as a commentator. He's a lovable brain parasite. I agree. I really like him. Notice that he didn't say that I've grown on him because
He was probably here as a fan of you from the beginning. Plus, you've had a lot longer to grow on people.
Super annoying.
So much so that they don't talk about it. You're the growth they don't speak of.
I mean, I have a big fan site, and that's about it.
Like you sell fans?
Yeah. $15 for 2. Just pay shipping and handling for the second one.
This is like fan.
Oh, I thought you were brushing your mustache.
I know, I was like, I guess this could be confusing. I do declare.
Oh my! I'm feeling faint. I do declare.
I cannot believe the Ace of Spades came on the river.
Oh, it's everything.
This is a hand here is why PLO is
Game Over
dumb,
Mang
kind of dumb
says
established. Fair enough. PLO is the kind of game where draws will punish you or make you a lot of money. And
Look, Game Over Mang? You don't tell me what to do. If I want to fish, I'll fish. You're not here to tell me what to do. Brent can't tell me what to do.
I wouldn't even try.
Yeah, not with that stash.
The stash
Although
actually makes me
listen,
more
I'd
like
be like, oh, whoa, simmer down.
Don't run.
You know what? You're the gym coach at a high school. Hey, kids!
Let's pump the brakes. We're getting a little too close to the sexual assault kind of jokes that are associated with
You gotta
mustache
use like all the high school teacher, like, let's pump the brakes, kids! Oh, you gotta use all that.
It reminds me of
Oh my god, I have to listen to this now. Oh god. I feel like I'm a pilot and JFK Stones is like...
This is your captain speaking. Game over Mang from the Twitch chat is has a crown. What does the crown mean? Does that mean like what does the crown mean?
No, let's talk about the comment. The stash has its own legal autonomy. Don't speak for the stash.
See, a lot of people are in both chats, which is great. Poker Pro Eric is in both chats, but in the YouTube chat, he has said, by far the worst hand, has to dodge every card that's an out for his own hand and still wins. This is why PLO is a kind of dumb and sick game.
Untilt says the Sass and the Stash Show. Love it. That's what they should call us. The Sass and the Stash.
Yeah, that's actually a new book series coming out.
Have autonomy.
Master C and me have a rap album, and you and I have a series of books.
That are leather bound, and we read by a fireplace as the smell of rich mahogany fills the air.
Yes. Chris,
Right next to Ulysses. And all of the fine James Joyce novels.
Is that what it is?
Okay, the Odyssey sat on my toilet for like 2 years.
On the toilet?
No, well, like behind. So when you poop, you grab it and you read it.
I've tried.
I still don't know this whole thing. Did Homer actually write it? Who was Homer? I didn't cover this in high school in Canada. Someone call me and let me know. Let's talk about the Odyssey.
Horseshoes, potting it, under the gun +1 with Queen 9/7 deuce, which would not be a premier, not be a premier PLO hand, but whatever.
Oh, Queen 9/7 deuce. Maybe they're playing a 7
We're
deuce.
pumping it up. Actually,
Why not? Why not pump it up? You live one life. The sun will burn out. Raise to 15 with a Queen 9/7 deuce. Eat at Arby's.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Nihilist Arby's. Hey, I'm a nihilist. Like, that means my range is way more open.
See some people, let's see. Okay, good. James, Joyce, and Homer in the pool for things to be said tonight. Well, I think if Veronica's in the booth, a lot of things are on the table.
Typically, it's a lot more lowbrow.
Yeah, she's not just about sex jokes and innuendo. She's about toilet humor and classic literature.
I haven't gotten through Ulysses. I'll just like...
No, yeah. I'll be trying to read these things, and it's just like, it doesn't really hold my attention for too long. I'm not going to read something for the sake of me trying to feel smart, if that makes sense. Like, oh, I can say that I've read, and I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm saying that's how I look at it.
You have to, I think, like, get through some of the great novels in your life. Like, I listened to a podcast about the great novels, and there's like a group that reads all of the great novels, and anyway, we'll discuss that.
Or she gets a bunch of money in.
Crispy Bacon, 3 bets.
His money in.
And Octavio calls. Jack High Flop. We can't see Crispy Bacon.
Open-ended. If you're gonna play Queen 9-7 Deuce, this is the flop you're looking for.
Crispy Bacon's blocking one of his 10s.
Yeah, true. But Crispy Bacon with 2 backdoor flush draws, aces.
Ace is still ahead.
And yeah, I mean aces by itself are fine. And a pair of 6s, all kinds of things. Like he's never folding for $55. He might not fold for more than that, but he's certainly not folding for $55.
Like Octavia, what kind of decisions do you make in your life? You know?
Now, since I played this PlayStation.
I love
it. She's got gears, yeah.
David Olson, what's up?
Gears.
Nice to see you.
The 10-speed. Is Octavio in here as well?
Oh, and here comes a turn for Octavio.
4 on the turn. Now it's funny because it's like they keep doing it, but it's like, okay, I guess we're good. Because we know that there's...
So they need a 5. Horseshoe needs a 5. Oh, no, he's not?
Yeah. King on the reverb. Oh.
I like very much. But I like me at home.
Just wait and watch the movie. No, there you go. That's the point. Like, I really loved Count of Monte Cristo, the movie, because I had not read the book before, and I went back and tried to read the book because I really enjoyed the movie, and I thought, oh, what a great story, and I was like, I can't do this.
Was that like Harry Potter for you, too?
I didn't read Harry Potter.
Just messing with you.
I didn't even finish watching Harry Potter.
I watched the movie.
The final movie that was cut into like 2 pieces, and I did not watch the second one. So the second to last I watched. Looks like
Crispy
Bacon just he bricks a couple draws early, and now he cannot miss, or at least I don't know that he necessarily hit, but he's holding. He's holding.
Untilt asks, is running it 2 times standard for these limits at Stones, or is just for the stream? Typically, it's just for the stream.
I don't know. A lot of people in PLO like to run it twice.
They do, but they do it more on the stream. I'm telling you. Although I don't remember the last time I jumped to a 1-2 PLO.
Well, I've heard a few, and
I mean, I would. I'll go for it.
I think a lot of people in PLO generally like to run it twice because most people always say, "Oh, the variance is so huge; it's such a swingy game." So we're trying to even out the variance. But I've also read a few things which suggest that Chris's strategy of like only like short buying, well, in theory, like short buying like 150, 200, or whatever. I know like Ryan Leonis will sometimes do that on the stream. It's hugely advantageous to him to run it twice because it allows him to play this and keep taking shots, and then bam, now he's up to like 1,200.
Yeah.
Even though he put in what, like 500.
I mean, the short buy strategy works for Crispy Bacon. Hollywood is the type of player that can't short buy. Like
yeah, he doesn't short buy because he doesn't play that.
He doesn't play with such a volatile style.
Volatile style.
Volatile style.
Clothing line coming out later this year.
The shirts, the more holes they have in them, the more expensive they're going to be.
Less material equals more money.
The Daily Baker 420 style. No one cares. No one wants to think about that.
Bigger in Twitch chat. Apparently, we have at least one naked person watching the stream in Twitch chat. Anybody naked
We're all
in YouTube?
naked under our clothes. David Olson, what's
Who's
up?
naked in YouTube?
Just get that money in there. Who's naked in YouTube?
Anybody?
Everybody's naked on
Mr.
YouTube
Smiley?
watching YouTube.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It's
This
really
is
the only way to watch YouTube naked.
We're actually neither one of us are wearing pants.
Yeah, I mean, no one ever wears
uncomfortable.
pants in the street.
No.
That's why when it's
Like,
cold,
there's
it's
a
unfortunate.
pant removal station right here.
All right, John raises aces. Gotta love having aces, and then you gotta love having suited ace, and then you gotta like having a Broadway card. And then again, the deuce connects to the ace, giving you some more like straight possibilities. That's not bad.
Yeah, I love raising that hand.
Horseshoe has 4 cards and seems willing to get in with any 4, which is definitely going to make for an
we love
exciting
it.
stream. Yeah, for sure.
So again,
I
think
wish
the
him luck.
queen,
I hope he
the
gets
queen
it.
10 is okay, and then you flop a 10 high flush draw. Crispy Bacon's got the jack high flush draw. John's got the nut flush draw. I mean, like, it's just kind of your equities half gone already.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough because you're not looking for a 10 high flush with this hand. You know, you're going to win more often with this hand where you make like a straight, or you're going to make some kind of random 2-pair.
Yeah,
which
random
isn't
2 pairs are great.
ideal. Yeah, exactly. So
He
Tabio
did
flops
straddle
this set.
though. He did straddle in his defense.
Yeah, never mind. Then
Which
then
he's
defend the
good at.
straddle.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think, especially in PLO where you do, like you've said, like you run pretty even pre. There's no real reason to fold to one raise on the straddle. Actually, was it 3-bet? I don't know. You can make the
So Octavio bets this. Horseshoe checks. Octavio bets 35. John says yes, please. With a deuce.
Horseshoe's got
He does have aces
a
still.
pair of 8s, and he's coming along. King on the river, or excuse me, turn. Doesn't really help anybody, doesn't bring in any other draws. It's actually a really great card for Octavio.
Yeah, Octavio has a set of 8s and is going to put some money in here.
It's going to embolden him for sure.
I kind of don't.
You can maybe check and see if somebody gets a little bit saucy.
Yeah, I kind of don't love it because the board is kind of dry and less likely that you're. I mean, what's going to pay you off right now? Just another set or 2 pair?
Yeah.
Like, worse hands are going to pay, worse hands are going to fold.
I think you check there too for if somebody does bet, you can make it that much more expensive for somebody to chase their potential flush draw.
Yeah.
If you're just betting, you can only make it whatever 300. I mean, I don't know. Like we can see the hand, so we know nobody's going to call. So obviously the bet.
I'm just saying that the board. It's not like the board was super wet, where like there were a lot of draws out.
Right.
So like at best you're going to get paid with a 2 pair.
You probably have the best.
Or you probably have the best hand. Yeah. So I don't know. Fokin says Brent, is that some homestyle chili in that cup?
No,
I don't know what that
not.
means. Is that like 2 girls, 1 cup reference?
He has 0 clubs. Oh, it's like a clubless.
He's a clubless human being. Hollywood has himself all blocked.
I mean, whatever. It's like,
why not?
it's going to be hard for people to find a hand they won't limp for $2 in PLO.
Yeah.
Now, if you can see the flop for cheap, obviously, if Hollywood's not going to continue here, more than likely, unless somebody has now occupied Hollywood's body and calls with top pair here. But I don't see that happening.
5 on the turn. They've checked around.
Yeah, so Octavio picks up some straight draw. Crispy picks up the queen high flush draw. And the straight comes in.
Octavio now has a set of 6s.
Wow, what a weird way to make a set.
Especially with.
I had only assumed that somebody was going to make a straight there.
Yeah, with
that
5
6.
people.
Yeah. And he's not going to make any money. He's going to make $8. That's the other thing about limping pre is you can't really bet too big on the flop.
Yeah.
So if you hit a dry type hand, you're not going to, or if you hit a big hand on the flop, you're not going to bet out any draws on the flop because it's like, oh, it's $8. I'm going to call $8. Right?
So So tell me, like, what kind of hands are you raising with, and what kind of hands are you limping with in this game?
I think if I'm playing 1-2 PLO, I'm probably raising a lot more often than I'm limping, like calling, just because I want to build the pot and try to make some money. I feel like if we're gonna I'm gonna check a lot post flop, so I want it to be bigger when I bet.
Okay.
I think, especially if I'm first to act, I've probably checked 100% of every flop
So
to somebody.
are you not going to change your strategy for like these little wrap hands versus like having aces with like a 8-7?
Maybe, but I also think there's some. I personally, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Think there's some value in raising those hands. We got a new follower on Twitch. I didn't realize we're getting.
I'm
those
selling
notices.
leather. Oh yeah, look at these notifications we're
That's
getting.
pretty awesome. Welcome to the stream.
And if you wanted to remain anonymous, sorry, because you're selling leather.
And I mean, what salesperson wants to be anonymous?
They didn't finish it because it's leather, like bikinis.
Types of leather, everything leather.
Everything leather. You can leather like frames for your glasses.
But yeah, so I would say like you raise the same hands, right? So
I don't know, like
typically.
I actually had a talk with Barbara about this and talking about like which hands to isolate with and which hands to, overlimp.
Well, huge drawing hands like this would be an isolating type hand.
Yeah.
Where you want to play this against like one person.
I agree.
For all the chips,
but
maybe if you're looking to gamble, Hollywood's not the kind of person.
Oh, if you're looking to jam it like it's hot, yes, definitely the ace queen 3. And who is this guy?
A hand like the Queen Jack 10, or was it Queen Jack 10?
Yeah.
Single suited. That would be a hand you'd probably want to play more post flop and get more people in. So you wouldn't necessarily want to isolate because you want to hit a big flop and then try to pile in the money.
If you try to isolate a lot of like bigger pairs, the kings might re-raise. Well, probably would re-raise, no? Kings type hands, ace type hands. Maybe Hollywood would limp aces.
We're getting a bunch of people misfortune support now following it.
Andrew Barber says there's value in raising quality hands because you want to build a pot with hands that flop well. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What
he said. I'm gonna go with it. No, I think I was saying somewhere near that. But
is Andrew Barber your mustache?
Maybe. But yeah, I think in general with PLO you probably want to build pots unless if you can't isolate with aces, then you kind of want to see a cheap flop and keep it cheap so you have like showdown value, but you don't want to like play a huge pot so you have to call like $800 on the river with it.
Not in a 1-2.
Yeah, you're not really gonna mess with that. I think in general in 1-2 you probably want to build a pot with your hands like that you're gonna play in position, which are usually gonna be good rappy type hands.
Vocal Terror is gonna take this down with a king high flush.
Yeah.
Hollywood had him blocked with the nut flush.
Hollywood kept it cheap. The problem here too is like against somebody in a bigger game, you might be able to win this hand with the ace of hearts, but when the game's so cheap and the pot's so small, like no one really. There's not a lot of people that fold the second nut flush in PLO, even though there are a lot of people who are constantly disappointed by getting beat by the nut flush.
So is it a little bit more difficult then? You're saying to bluff in this game?
Sometimes, yeah. Well, it's like I think everybody.
I mean, like versus like a 25-50 PLO, right?
Oh, right. I think if the game's cheaper, it's probably inherently harder to bluff because it's less money. The players are probably not as good in general on average.
Except for crispy bacon.
They won't notice certain things that you do. Like, they're not going to be, I would say the average 1-2 PLO player is not like thinking in terms of range or like I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Maniac Maintenance Man, what's up? Grabs broom and wizard hat. Welcome. I don't.
How do we know who's winning? Okay. Well, this is a cash game, so it's like constant. There's not like necessarily a winner, but we can see who wins by typing. What is it? Exclamation point.
I'll be right back.
Cash win. And we can see what that's. Let's see. There's so much chat going on. So I'm looking at the Twitch chat on Veronica's computer, actually. This looks like a big pot. $10 a piece. Queens of the 8-5. This is a spot too, unless this is the bomb pot, which it doesn't look like it is because they're putting in money at different times. Where if you're gonna play queens, you might want to raise, because unless you flop a set here with queens, like you're not really feeling comfortable on a lot of boards. So the fun part about PLO too is when, especially when you have 6 players, we get a like, oh, surprise guest. So I think Jake was just like waiting. Did you guys plan that?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No.
Jake retired from tournaments.
Retired from tournaments.
Currently retired from tournaments. You're playing some cash. Currently retired until the next tournament.
Until the next one.
Yeah.
How's the game?
It's a little slow so far. Lots of like limping and with a smaller game, it's but you know what? Crispy's made like 1,000, or he lost like 500, and now he's back up to like 1,200. So
there we go.
a nice like $1,700 swing in a 1-2 PLO game in about 30 minutes.
So much fun. So much fun.
Well, I guess 50 minutes technically, but
who let Poker Pro Eric in the chat?
Yeah, can't get rid of him.
Jesus.
Pineapple Pro, which he was named during the sit and go. Oh, no, food gaming. He was
so bad. So what do we got here? 4-6 deuce rainbow.
This was $10 pre, 6 ways.
Alan stops it with top and bottom. No one's wrapped.
Top and bottom, backdoor, flush draws. Like, I mean, any short, the pot's already like 100.
And Horseshank's gonna give him action here.
Also with the backdoor nut flush draw and open-ended.
Straight draw.
The queens, this is interesting. A gutter with queens. John is also calling. Oh, I see you, man. Good to see you.
Wow, look who snuck in. I thought you'd lock the door behind me.
Yeah. Let's see, Jake, walk right with saying what's up. I get in for 5 minutes and BB splits. Not cool. She's back. Oh, nice turn for John. Pairing the board, no sets here. And the 5 is going to... Wow, the 5 is the one card that doesn't give anybody a straight. So John's going to win. Decent. 4 is actually a perfect card because it doesn't pair Alan, who already had 2 pair. So yeah, the 4 is the only card that helps. So I guess the 6. No, 6 would not help. 8, 60s. The 4 is the one card he can pair that actually gives him the win. So that's pretty sick, dodging everything. He couldn't hit a queen, but a good run out for John to pick up a nice 3-way pot. It's good.
Andrew Barber said this game is so dumb. How is it dumb? Because the 5 didn't make straight.
I think he's saying like the way these runouts are going, it's really rewarding what might not be like the most optimal play. And so it's like continually
standard.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm assuming that's what he means, or something along those lines. The game itself is kind of nutty so far.
He said, "There's no justice. Life is meaningless. Eat at
Arby's." Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only true nihilist among us.
Oh, yeah,
I actually understand more than anybody else that the sun will burn out.
What would a nihilist say about a tournament where you can buy in for different amounts?
I would say, go, man.
And cash every single time you buy in. You can potentially cash every single time you buy in if you make day 2 multiple times.
The quantum.
What would someone say about that?
I would say you have to do it. You only have one life, and the sun's going to burn out. And you'll be dust again,
so play the quantum.
And artificial intelligence, AI, will be interstellar.
Would you say that's the hard sell or the soft sell?
That's the hard sell.
Okay. Yeah, so it's 120.
We'll be on a down. We'll be. Let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
We'll be on a hard drive, and AI, all of humanity's memories will be on a hard drive, and AI will be like, "F this.
You can't.
We don't need them anymore."
That we're not currently a hard drive, just projected on.
I mean, I
screen.
can't. We might be in a simulation,
and we're not aware of it. So
The Matrix is a real documentary.
For sure. We'll go to the hand, and then I'll give you a little more detail about the quantum tournament, the 100K quantum tournament, known as the Veronica We're All Gonna Die Invitational.
Fokin said, if we're still on Earth by the time the sun burns out, we deserve to die. That's like
it's like a timer. It's like a universally imposed timer.
We won't. I mean, we've had like how many extinctions so far? I mean, not just of humans, but not humans yet.
All right, horseshoes up in there again, making it 12 or 13, 15 bucks pre. 15 bucks pre from the hijack.
David Olson says it's good to get away for a while, then come back and crush. Donkey Puncher, what's up? I've been to the donkey punching show. It's good. 30 pesos.
I am not, yeah. Let's see, Taylor calls?
It's kind of like a...
Okay.
No, we won't discuss it, Dirty Sanchez. So Horseshoe Races is 28. Taylor, Local Terror.
2, 3, 2, 5. Double suited.
Yeah, let's do this.
Steel wheel time, baby.
Yes, and then a 6-7. Yes.
Octavio top set with a backdoor club drop.
Octavio is making that banana. Obviously, he's lucky. He's making sets like you read about.
We'll see if this goes.
And he's looking so fresh and so clean in those glasses. And he likes to put in money. He likes to build these pots.
He smacks that bet down.
He smashes it, yeah. And he's always got like 6 other players in the pot with him. 5 other players. He runs good. I'm just telling you, when he smashes flops, he runs good.
Oh, Andrew Barber's in the Twitch chat offering rounds of drinks to anybody who comes out to run it up Reno.
I'm coming out to run it up Reno.
Speaking of running up Reno, the crew, Jason Somerville, a bunch of other people, Kevin Martin, Andrew Nimi, and Lex Veldhouse are all going to be here later in April. So get a preview of it at Run It Up Reno, and then at the end of April, when the Stones 250K guarantee spring, I keep calling it fall, spring class. I don't know, because the World Series is a fall class. Like that term is stuck in my head. But yeah, definitely going to be a good time.
I feel like it's not gaining optimal value out of his big hands. C2 looks like someone ran over his dog today. He's not happy. I think he just needs to stop looking at his cards and just jam it like it's hot.
Yeah, why not? It can't.
No one's stopping you. It's your money, dude. The sun's gonna burn out. Let's go. Let's go. Someone make me a shirt that says the sun's gonna burn out. Let's go. It's true. Did you see my Rick and Morty shirt?
I did not.
Oh my god, it's on Instagram.
I don't really do
Rick
Instagram.
and Morty for the win.
I enjoy Rick and Morty. I think it's very funny.
If Rick and Morty were a man, I'd probably propose. This show.
Fair enough. There is a man that created the show.
Well, there's a lot of people that create the show. It's everything in my brain and more. It's everything my brain wants.
It's good. It's very funny. I like it.
And then like Planet Earth 2, second season.
Cool. All right. You have a player named Swifty. I think that's what he was going for, but it said Swift Lee for a second. What's this? Is Pochinki in Poland? Now following on Twitch. Is Pochinki in Poland? I feel like these are like some funny names. So
Horseshoe 3 bets with a single suit. I mean, Horseshoe's just here to gamble. I just like.
Yes.
He's
got a nut flush draw, like a suited ace.
Yeah, let's be optimistic.
No, but I'm saying like this is an upgrade.
Let's
other
be
hands.
optimistic nihilists.
Queen 9-7 deuce.
Is that an oxymoron? Optimistic nihilist?
Probably. No, isn't it? No, that's like that doesn't exist.
No, I mean, why not?
An optimistic nihilist.
Yeah, I mean, nihilism is just like not a sadness. It's just a realization that it's all going to be over and it means nothing.
Yeah. So what is
so I
your
can still be optimistic about
just
today.
The current, like
about
the
my
present.
hand.
Optimism about the present.
Yeah, because I don't have any cares for the end of everything.
East Boy 64 is following. He likes what you're saying, apparently.
Negative Free Roll says VB's looking extra spicy hot this evening. Yeah.
Hello.
I sprayed on 7 layers of foundation.
Oh, there we go. Just what I was talking about.
Spring Classic. The Fall Classic.
The Fall Classic with the run-up, with some of the run-it-up people.
22nd Fall Classic.
And bonus run-it-up people like Kevin Martin and Lex Veldhouse.
Kevin Martin, cool dude. I'll just say that. Jake and I had dinner with him, and he is a fun guy. I like him. And, we're snap friends.
Oh, wow. Sick breath.
Well, he's literally snapped me once. Only when he was in the chat. Don't worry, I didn't get any dick pics from Kevin Martin, if that's what you're wondering.
I was not wondering that. Thanks for sharing.
Sit up straight so we can see your Twitch Christmas show.
Oh, I feel like I'm a bit further away from the thing. All right, Alan, it's got some 10s and nothing really else to go with it, but he's limping under the gun. And Horseshoe's potting. He's got one mode. It's full speed.
And Donkey Puncher might have a point. Horseshoe's playing 08. Horseshoe might think that his Ace-7 is a good low hand.
I'm pretty sure he knows what game he's playing. He's just decided he doesn't care. Or he just wants to pump up the action.
Hey, it's called even equity, dude. 29%. Look, he's got better equity than everyone else. Yeah, Horseshoe. You got this, baby.
Right.
And look at this.
2 diamonds on the flop with a gutter ball. Not flush, gutter ball.
Backdoor straight draws.
Yeah. Oh, you should. Well, in theory, every flop has backdoor straight draws, unless it's three.
In theory, gravity's just a theory too, buddy. Come on.
Double paired board or something, or trips on the board. Right? You can go straight. All right, so heads up. Crispy, who is sitting there with a gutter and a low flush.
So did Crispy Bacon? Oh, here comes the diamond.
And
they both got it. They both got it. Did Crispy Bacon? I don't understand. Did Horseshoe bet blind?
No, I don't think he did. I think he bet. Did he bet before the turn came?
Yeah, I thought.
I bet 25 on the turn, bet 95.
Yeah, he bet blind.
Bet blind on the turn.
I'm loving Horseshoe. Horseshoe, please come to my birthday party.
He only has, what are those, 100, roughly about 100 behind. And Crispy, this is part of the reason why you don't really call that flop with this hand, because when somebody bombs the turn, you made a flush. What do you do now?
Yeah, and he bombed the turn before the turn came, like Bala.
Your outs to win here.
Straight Bala
is the 3 of diamonds. So he's not drawing dead if he calls, right? but the 3 of diamonds, which may or may not have been folded already.
No, I think we would see the true outs. I don't know if they're.
Well, no, he hasn't actually called yet, so. I think this is probably. Well, he might be like, oh, I have a flush. But what? And Horseshoe's been playing so many hands, but maybe this is a spot where Horseshoe's image of popping everything, potting, is going to get him paid off when he has the nuts.
So I'm just telling you right now, if I'm Crispy Bacon, I have degenerate tendencies. I probably call because Horseshoe just bet blind like that.
Yeah, there you go. And then maybe there's a reason he did that.
He could have a King-6 in his hand.
True. In which case you're winning currently.
Oh, Crispy Bacon, live a little.
I mean,
I didn't know he was this tight. Wow.
If you're floating that and you hit the flush.
Money shows.
Yeah, it's gonna show.
What a nice guy. Horseshoe, you're the man. You're my favorite tonight. VIP. Veronica's important player.
A little busy. Let's see what's up. Trav G's in the Twitch chat.
By the way, I joined a bowling league.
Really?
Yeah, we bowl on Thursdays now.
Congrats.
I get my t-shirt on Thursday. I'm the only girl in the league. They needed a girl. And they saw that I was a bowler with my 2 bowling balls.
A bowler?
Yeah. A bowling baller.
Bowling baller.
Crispy Bacon, if you keep this up, I will start calling you the knittiest knit from Knitville.
Oh, I think it's a good fold. That's not.
I know.
I think
I'm just saying the
certainly wasn't a knit call on the flop.
No, I agree, but horseshoe kind of like is a little bit of a gambler. I think he would have done that with a king 6, you know, a 2-pair kind of hand, or a set. He would have done that with a
He
set.
gave it some time. He thought about it. He thought about it for a while.
And it was, you know, what, half the pot to call?
He almost called. Close.
I'm just saying, more often than not, I think it was a bad fold. I think more often, like
I think it was a bad call on the flop.
horseshoe, like 2-pair and set are within horseshoe's range of doing that. Just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
5 high
and like maybe he didn't want to see the diamond. Like aggressive on that flop because he didn't want to see the diamond. I don't know.
No, yeah, I probably lean more towards the side of folding the flush there.
Against
the 5 high
horseshoe?
flush.
Against Hollywood, yeah. Against horseshoe? No bueno.
But I definitely see the merit in the against horseshoe argument, considering how he's been playing so far today, for sure.
Trav G asking if bumper guard's up or down during play. Come on, up, obviously. My highest game in bowling has been a 188.
Oh, wow. 188.
Yeah. I'm hoping to hit 200 this year sometime.
Good luck with it.
Joining this league, I might. They're all really
I mean, there's
good.
one way to get better at bowling, and it's bowling.
Yeah.
I mean, so you've got step 1 down. Get better at bowling. There's one way to lift up a chair, and apparently I can't do it. So that's great. What is this, a dealer's game? That's pretty hilarious. No, 1-2 PLO. With some people who may or will spend some of their time dealing at stones.
Kev Bose, what's up? LOLs for reals. Pocket Apes and Hizzy. Nice to see you. Kevin Cram. He bet 95 dark on the flop. I agree. Like that's the only thing, the inclination I would have is to call because of that betting in the dark, gambling. I think he does that with 2-pair and set type hands for sure.
I agree. Brilliant analysis.
Oh, thank
Veronica.
you, my sir. I think that most of the time you're folding bad against his range.
Let's go back to the action. Swifty with 10-6, 4-3.
Replay J is now firing up. Single suited.
And Curtis, it's his time to act. The time to act is now. He has aces and jacks double suited.
The time to act is now. The sun will burn out.
And Carlton, I said Curtis, I apologize. Carlton acts, raises to 14. That's $10 and 4 singles. Right into the face of Banana Man. Octavio also has aces. I think things are gonna get wild here.
With Octavio in the hand, things always get wild. And if he smashes this flop, only 3 bets.
Brent,
Yeah.
Reed Pro is in the Twitch chat. What's up? I'm good. How are you? Let's see. This is where a guy like Horseshoe, who mixes it up with some random hands, might have a much better shot against 2 players with aces. Since they're in a sense, but I really like ace, jack.
A 4, 5, 8. Okay, so here, 5, 7, 8.
Man, there's the winner right there.
There's a nice rappy kind of hand. I like it. You can crush some aces with this hand.
3 players will have their fate decided by the flop and the turn and the river. I have no idea what's going on. I'm being possessed. But in general, I think if you have 2 players with aces, Queen 8, 7, 5,
Yeah.
you're not hating it. He also is live to the diamonds. But Carlton,
Look at his little rippity
I really
here.
like
5, 7, 8. I like it.
you very rarely get a hand that works so well together with this.
Come on, let's do it.
No diamonds?
Yeah.
Diamonds are live? That's insane.
Oh my God. I'm afraid I do too. All right, let's do it.
How are you
Let's do this.
right now?
All right.
Just run it.
You guys ready? Let's do this. Hey, you still gonna buy me a beer if you lose, right?
5's live too. You got a big.
Oh, my five. No, my five's not live.
Queen eights. Yeah.
Is it?
Queen eights and fives.
Oh, let's do this.
Oh my God. Who wants to sign with me? Can I get? Can I get a
No one's got.
Is it your mom's birthday?
It seems
Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah. What's your mom's name?
Happy birthday.
Go ahead. What's your mom's name?
Mrs. G.
Happy birthday, Mrs. G.
One-time run.
Oh, he's got. Oh my God, you're in there.
No flush draw.
He is a rat.
No flush draw.
Hey, red.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Any red. Any red is drink.
You got the flush.
Give me an 8 straight.
There it is. 87.
Flush. Spade. That's it.
First spade.
No, he's got the flush.
Hold on.
He needs a flush.
Oh.
No, it's yay.
Nice hit.
You needed an 8 non-spade.
Flush, yeah, flush.
Yes, I got
That might be side spot, though.
I think
That
ours
might be
has
side spot.
This is fun.
Yeah, it is.
You're doing great. You smell great. All of the great. Apparently you're a great bowler too. Hey!
That was like such an Anchorman moment. You smell so great.
You smell amazing. Oh, hey, we're back on! The booth is, tight, so you gotta.
We're not wearing pants. I mean, of course.
Carlton, nice job, Carlton. There was a ton of,
He put in a lot of work
tons
to
of
win
work.
that.
Just sit back and relax, let the hand do all the work. And
He did Arby's.
He did Arby's. So I'll tell you, everybody was drawing live to the river. So but very thin, but live. A non-spade 8 would have given Octavio the better straight. Horseshoe had a straight, turned a straight, not too
And
bad.
Hollywood's mom is celebrating her birthday.
Happy birthday, Hollywood's mom. It's not beer because we're professionals, but it's water. Cheers.
Are we? Who's a professional?
Attempting to mimic professionals? I don't know. Perhaps. So, Carlton picks up a big hand and makes big bucks. Big bucks. So,
I think there's Jay-Z in the background. Big Pam. Here, so Vanessa Cade's going to be in my game.
yes, Vanessa Cade.
I didn't even know it was a 5-5, so that's
No,
good.
so your game is, I think this is the last time. 5-5 is Monday. Vanessa's going to be in the booth. And then the 1-2, 1-3, which is the Veronica and Friends, she's going to be playing the 1-3. I'm pretty sure I'm going to
She looks like a
confirm.
supermodel next to me. I look like a homely, secretary.
She's like, cards! Yeah!
And she's like, oh, darling.
Yeah.
She's like sophisticated on a yacht, and I'm
You
like
need
mopping
people.
floors
You need
at
people to make
McDonald's.
sure that they funnel in the best photos of you all the time.
Yeah.
Double checking that real quick. Vanessa Cade is going to be playing in the 5-5 no limit Hold'em Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
The tech guys that are the pilots on this airplane let us know that, yes, indeed, she's playing the 5-5 and then the 1-3. Or no, she's doing commentary in the 5-5 and then playing the 1-3.
Monday 5-5s, Veronica and Friends Wednesday. Same Veronica time, same Veronica channel.
Ghost of M, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat. On tilt. VB fishing again. Yes, shut the hell up, all of you. Tired of all of it.
Stephen Young in the YouTube chat.
I'm giving Vanessa a compliment. I'm giving Vanessa a compliment.
Oh, that's true. You know what? You're allowed to say whatever you want.
Yeah, do what I want,
and
when
even
I want.
though it's annoying, people can pick it apart. And
They can,
whatever.
whatever they want to do, they do.
What I heard you say was that you thought that The Crystal Skull is the best Indiana Jones movie, and
Oh God, no!
and several people were angry at that.
Oh God, no! I would never.
And that you're
ever
a huge
say that.
Shia
It was
LaBeouf
like
fan?
the third Matrix movie was the best. I would never say that either.
Good. That was a test. I was fishing. You got fished. How's it feel?
No, I'm just like telling you that. I'm just like redeeming myself.
Now we got some action. Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Three-way action. Hollywood's got some
Look at
aces.
heads up.
Hollywood's gonna play the aces.
Hollywood is trying to isolate with his hand.
And the flop. There's 2 diamonds.
Yeah, you sound like Bill Cosby.
Hollywood's got straight draw and the backdoor flush.
And my pudding.
I'm not sure that it's appropriate to do Bill Cosby impressions, which is a shame because I do very few impressions that I think are actually like close to the reality. But all right, Hollywood's gonna make it straight, making it straight. They checked it down. Hollywood's looking at his cards. He bets a pot. Fold. Boom. Picks up that 100. Plus 62 dollars for Hollywood.
Stephen Young says The Phantom Menace was the best Star Wars movie. Oh, wow.
I think he was going along with the jokes. I hope he's
Okay.
going along with the
Okay, yeah. Just no, we can't be friends.
There was likely a straddle. If you made it 24,
Yeah.
there was definitely a straddle. The max you can make
They've
it when you
actually-
start is 15.
They've actually been straddling constantly.
Yeah, especially with Horseshoe in the game. If there's not a straddle, he's at least raising all the time. Mercer Asian in the chat. I like the name. Twitch chat name, Mercer Asian. Told Master she's getting to play in the best game anywhere when she got to play with you,
Ghost of
Veronica,
M
and
said
friends. Ah, God.
that my game is the best. My game is juicy. If my game was juice, it would be splashed all over your face and on your clothes, and you'd come home exhausted.
I thought you said you were taking a break from that stuff.
What? I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, you're right. Casual.
I compared it to juice, like orange juice.
Everybody loves juice here at Stones Live.
There's like a poppin' game in front of us too.
Yeah.
Kind of like watching some of the action.
I know. Sometimes it's like mildly distracting. There's a lot of like
Oh, when they put the
chatter going on
when they
over
put
here.
the 612 in front of us, tilting.
Swifty with Queen 8-7.
Ghost of M says Veronica dropping double entendres like they're hot. No, it's not. I'm just talking about orange juice.
I always try to read into things.
There's nothing to read into. It's just, nihilism. Eat at Arby's. Swifty raises to 7 with a queen single suit. Better known as Vocal Terror on Twitch. Everyone's limping.
Hollywood calls behind.
So like Alan H's hand, I like limping with that kind of hand, but Ace King with Horseshoe, I go upstairs. And he is.
He says, I don't want no limps.
I'm loving
Limp
Horseshoe
is
in
the
this
guy
game.
that gets no love.
If at first a limp is a guy that gets no love from me, hanging in the passenger side of his best friend ride, trying to holler at me. Okay, so Horseshoe, single suit. He's raising it. I love him. He looks like he's so good for this game. Like,
He's got a smile on his face
Horseshoe.
for sure.
Let me know if you ever want to be in Veronica and Friends. I'll buy you a drink. 3 bets to 51. I can't understand anything. I feel like I'm in a cockpit
Happening. No, that's fine. So yeah, just to clarify, that was Vanessa Cade's going to be here for at least 2 games, playing one night in the booth the next.
Okay.
So playing 5-5, and then in Veronica and Friends, playing the 1-3. No, hosting flat 5. I said it wrong.
So Swifty flops a queen, and I think Horseshoe went all in blind again.
With 80 left into,
Inside straight
well, it's
draw.
like $90 left into 446. Not a huge surprise. Doesn't get there. They're running it a couple times. This is the advantage, I guess, of running it twice. He's going to have a hard time catching up.
They can
He's
run
a
it 3 times, the turn of the river 3 times.
He needs a 10, like, running 3s.
John Doe, what's up? He said Horseshoe is the reason why Omaha is awesome. Yes.
Oh, running 3s. Here it comes. No, it didn't get there. I don't even know if the 3 was live, but that was his only chance. So
Horseshoe, don't go away, please.
I think was
my
Horseshoe
heart will
checking his
die.
phone or his wallet?
My heart will break if Horseshoe leaves. That's all I'm saying. It's like I might leave too. No, more money comes out from Horseshoe. I hope those aren't 20s. I hope they're 100s. Because as I was told, no gamble, no future. Although I think that's BS. Because
I think that's what people tell people to get them to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like we're trying to create this reality where if you're not gambling.
Ghost of M says our
Not having
bot
fun.
settings are a bit strict. Well, talk to somebody who knows anything about our bot settings.
Yeah, Moobot doesn't mess around.
Moobot's like hard fist of communist Stalin hammer.
Let's see.
Kevin Cram says he doesn't fold. He doesn't have to. His equity is great pre-flop, man. Hollywood doesn't understand that. Hollywood needs to stop looking at his cards, get a banana, and get in this game.
I don't know that I would advocate for playing any 4 cards.
It's okay, just go home now. Octavio, aces 10-6, raises to 15. I like the raise. I don't want to be limping with this hand. He does have a suit. Wade Z, jacks with a 5-4.
Well, he has played very few hands, so.
It doesn't matter what Horseshoe has.
Yeah.
God, I love that man. Horseshoe,
King
after the
seven,
show,
deuce,
I want to get your
deuce.
autograph, please.
Stay tuned to the Snapchat after the show, the post-game Snapchat, which I'm sure will feature Veronica at least high-fiving Horseshoe for being such an action junkie. Carlton's up in there. So Wadizi and Carlton haven't played very many hands, but they are joining in the fun here. And Carlton has kings, which could turn out to be unfortunate.
No one's got a flush draw. No one's really connected with this board well. Octavio did pick up a 10, but he's got aces. Checked around. I think, like, here's where Horseshoe starts to shine because he has this F it button and he bets. Everyone's checking to him.
True.
So, I mean, that is...
It's all a fantastic board for some of these hands.
It's...
Carlton lays down kings. Octavio's never folding.
You're always going to get better to call, but...
Like, Octavio is always calling this bet. He's got the blocker, so you can almost narrow down, like, is he going to bet, like, a king high flush draw here into...
So, Horseshoe could... well, he does bet.
Looks like 25. Same bet on the turn I'm not a fan of, because you're never... Making it look like a bluff, it doesn't make it look very bluffing, right, if you're betting the same amount.
It's hard to call with dry aces. Yeah, he's going to take this. Yeah, Octavio folds.
Wow. Horseshoe takes it down. He bets 80 on the river.
He was aggressive
and Octavio,
all 3 streets.
Yeah.
It's hard to call with aces all 3 streets.
Well, I think the weird part, the fishy part, is the same size bet on the turn. Yeah, he bets bigger on the river when the flush gets there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which benefited him.
I may have called there. I would have, obviously you're calling the turn. The paired board on the turn is actually pretty good for aces.
Look, people in the chat. The flat earth comments that Watbry started. If you follow me on Twitter, you know. Do we need to talk about this? Do we need to talk about this? I am not a fan of Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, he thinks the earth is flat. Obviously, I'm going to throw you off the end of the earth if you piss me off.
All right. Don't get thrown off the end of the earth. which, I mean, luckily for you is impossible.
Ghost of M says, why would anybody fold anything to this obvious stab betting? Because the turn did feel like stab betting, but then the flush got there in the river. It didn't feel like that anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess you could think like a weak flush draw is betting the same amount
You could, like,
on the
if
turn.
it feels like the turn bet was weak, he could have, like, check raised. And then, like...
Well, he could have led, too, with
Yeah.
aces and threes there, which would have definitely given him sort of the control, like, from that point on. We've got another six-way pot going here with kings.
Lots of kings and lots of
Kings on a
clubs.
flop. 2 kings, 2 clubs, and a 7. Yeah, Justin James in YouTube chat makes a good point. Ace is up against that player. I'm calling no value in raise, but that player's in every hand. So that's, because of his image, it almost... You can make an argument for both, I think. You can make an argument for folding because he could have any possible hand that's like super weird and beats your two pair. He could have like a random 3 in some cases. So
are you, like, is Octavio beating all of Horseshoe's range in that spot?
I just think that run out and that
most
action,
of his range?
like if you're having aces on that kind of board, the run out and the action I think is favorable towards aces. Like ace is going to win on that run out.
Most of the time.
I think a fair bit. Yeah. I mean, against like a guy who plays every single hand, he doesn't need to flush draw to bet at any point. Right? We don't know that he doesn't have a flush draw, but he'll bet anything. The big booth has offered like a lot more people coming by to check in with the stream.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fun, but it's sometimes distracting. Only slightly distracting. So if we're looking around like what's happening, that's typically because somebody has come by to wave. We are. If you don't know, the pictures have been on Twitter. I didn't have anything to do with it. Stones Live has upgraded the booth. It's very nice. I feel like I'm in a really nice office.
I feel like I'm in a penalty box.
That's true. This is more penalty box-ish. The last one was just plastic.
Yeah, it was just plastic. So less people are like more capable of knocking it over now. Like it's actual structure.
True, right.
But yeah, I mean, if you're claustrophobic, this job ain't for you.
There's still a lot of room. It's very spacious. There's plenty of room for activities over here.
This is the size of my apartment, obviously. This 200 square foot room.
Micro loft.
Just put like a toilet there and we're good to go. We have all the TVs and technology we need.
Pocket Abe's YouTube chat. Horseshoe is going to be looking for extra shifts this week. I like it. People who work here or have worked here like to take shots at the other people that also work here and have worked here. So
look, nobody talk crap about my Horseshoe.
Simmons drinking sloppy. If you have,
we're getting married next month, and I love him. Swifty raises to 15. I don't know if I love this raise. I don't know if I love this hand.
I don't hate it. On the button, double suited.
Oh, everybody folded.
And you're raising a board or like a hand that when the flop comes like really favorable to you, not a lot of people are going to put you on that. I think there's some value in that for sure.
I think okay, I'll agree with you because everyone folded to him. And now Octavio checks to him with his ace. And he's going to check call.
Ace 9, 2 pair.
Yeah.
The turn. Ooh, 2 queens is going to give Octavio the win here.
Can Swifty...
no, I don't think you can really call here.
No, not call. Bluff.
I doubt it. Well, I mean, I didn't even think he... That'd be tough, though. What is he calling? He probably has an ace. The queen is not a bad run out for a hand like ace king or something. Who would call down? I guess it depends on how much money's in the pot and how much you're trying to bluff. And Taylor's image could be very tight.
A little more snug, yeah. John Doe says, why are you friend zoning Horseshoe to later take his money, Veronica? I don't take anybody's money, actually. I give away a lot of money. I'm here every third Wednesday of the month, ladies and gentlemen.
Just give it away.
Foking said, you found someone to love you. Congratulations. Thanks. It's really hard to find someone to love me. I have a really annoying voice. But the atheist thing is a turnoff, but I'm not an atheist in the bedroom.
It's all good info. Somebody can follow all this info into a dating profile for Veronica.
Horseshoe raises to 12, of course. He's oot in a boot in my heart. Crispy Bacon calls, Carlton calls, and we have a fun party on Stones Live on a Monday night. Let's go.
Yeah, the average number of players seeing a flop in this game is like 4.
No, their VPIPs are all like 60% or better. Right?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
There's
Horseshoe has a VPIP of like 90.
100%, right? I don't remember him folding.
No, he went to the bathroom.
He didn't play every hand in the stream because he wasn't in that seat at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah. Otherwise, his VPIP's 100%. Octavio has probably, Octavio, as everyone calls him, probably has like an 80%.
He's getting some huge hands, though. He's got aces a few times.
Huge. All my friends know my hands are huge.
The deck has been very favorable to him here. Horseshoe's never going to fold. Well, I say he's probably never going to fold. Makes a jack high flush, which is a handy wire to make. John's got the king high flush. Looks like he's just going to call the $25 bet. River is safe, so king high flush has to feel pretty good about his spot. Horseshoe bets $50. Crispy's going to fold, John's going to snap call. And John's going to win the hand.
Is there ever, I guess, are you ever raising a king high flush? No? Unless, I mean,
and if you're raising the river in PLO, what's calling you?
Better.
Yeah, exactly. I think so often that would be the case, for sure.
Hey, just asking.
I'm not saying
I do it all the time.
I'm not saying.
I'm saying if I do it, should I reconsider?
Maybe. Only because I think in PLO especially, there's a lot of like random combos, that are hard to necessarily see.
The only time I'm raising there is if I don't have the flush and I have an ace of hearts.
What happens if you raise and you get re-raised?
Well, you fold. I mean, you fold.
You fold, but
and hate it. I'm saying like a good spot, perfect spot to raise there is when you have the nut blocker, but not the flush.
But so often, especially a guy like Horseshoe, he's probably not the guy you want to bluff, because if he has a flush, he's not going to fold. He might hate it, but
and
he's not
had
going to fold.
like 2 beers, so he's not folding anything.
If you guys aren't already following, we've had a few people. I don't know. I've just noticed that we've added the scrolling text of the people who are following and subscribing on Twitch and
Ghost
YouTube.
of M says, I think if you raise the river, Horseshoe might call with a jack high flush, and that's another option if you're willing to take that risk.
Sure, but like, what if Horseshoe just like pots over your face? It would be so great. It would be so great because you'd have a hard time calling that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like 90% of the time, you're not raising 95% of the time, but occasionally you might find spots with certain people. But I think you have to raise there if you just have a cold ace of hearts. Like you don't have the flush, but you have the nut blocker, because so many people are inclined to fold there.
I just don't. In my experience, a lot of people call with the second nuts in PLO. In this range of PLO, 1-2. I think a lot of people are calling and hating it. I don't know how many people that play 1-2 PLO are capable of folding the second.
So Wade Easy raises to 87. I like this. This is a hand that I do want to isolate with. It's a nice hand. Broadway draw. Horseshoe doesn't give an F about anything. He's like the Tupac of poker.
Yeah, so I guess Horseshoe and Jay-Z are sharing the seat in a sense. They are a combined seat. Horseshoe's doing most of the carrying at the moment.
The carrying?
The carrying. He's definitely doing some sharing. But yeah, it's hard for him to find a hand. I would like to see him play a little bit more aggressively. Like, if you're going to bluff, like betting 25 and then 25 doesn't really feel bluffy. It feels like you didn't improve.
It feels like you haven't... There's not a strategy, you're just betting.
Right, like you couldn't think of what amount to bet, so you just went with the amount that you bet last time.
You're not thinking about the pot size. Queen high flop, and now...
and they're already already in before the cards are even on the table.
And Horseshoe's very good at that.
Yeah.
He puts money
He
in
gets that
blind.
money in quick. He's got a pair of sevens. Oh, he's got two pairs, 7-5.
Come on, give him some credit here.
With the backdoor hearts. Easy's not in a terrible spot. He's got top pair, a bunch of overs.
Okay, you want to run 2 times? 1 time.
One or twice if you go. All right.
We're running it 2 times, Jonathan? 2 times, yes? Production, we're running it twice.
Oh, was ahead?
Queen A6. Alright,
You're straight now.
it's not straight. It's straight.
For me.
It's still good right now, but
Hey, like I said, you play 1 more time, don't good. You gotta play 2 times. You're good.
it's kings and queens.
I'll play the nut straight.
I would lose. I would lose no matter what.
I'm playing the nut
Okay,
straight.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't even
So what I need, 7 and 5. So you still have a straight 2, right?
Yeah, it's queens and tens.
I don't know what happened.
Now, yeah.
I lose again?
I got queen jack and
I lose
straight.
both way again.
Yeah, you lose both ways.
Scoop.
So Weedeezy holds on both boards, or not holds, comes from behind on both boards to beat 2 pair.
This game is a clusterfuck.
Horseshoe, Horseshoe had Weedeezy covered there, so there you go. I mean, 2 pair, go nuts. You
No,
got 2
please,
pot. What's that?
please don't go Horseshoe. Please don't go, Bay. I love you. Like, we've been through so much together.
I feel like
I don't want to be with anyone else, Horseshoe.
at this
I want to
point,
be with
Horseshoe's
you.
played so many hands, and Chris has also played a lot of hands, been pretty active, that it's almost like the other players at the table have, you know, like Octavio's been in a lot, but then the rest of them have just been hopping in every once in a while, not
Yeah.
really playing a ton.
Trying to pick spots where.
Yeah, which is actually good in a huge. If there's lots of action from 2 or 3 people, they're just waiting for a spot where they get a hand against one of those active players.
Yeah, but then they're not going to get paid off either once they do anything. Like seat 1, I don't think it's played the entire time.
Yes.
Thanks, I didn't know that. We get talked to by God. God is talking
He's
to
just
me.
Gambling. Kevin Cram in the YouTube chat, just gambling. He didn't play. You know, yeah. And PLO is a game for gambling for sure. I think. You know, maybe it's not the best strategy, but it's definitely a game where you're never really drawing dead. Or I say not never, but often you're still live to make the best hand. So Octavio calls 12 on the button. It looks like probably a straddle. Horseshoes in there. 10, 9, 7 deuce, ace, queen, jack, 4. The board is 2 5s and a 6 rainbow. I mean, with DZ's got open-ended straight draw, but on a paired board, you often aren't feeling too secure. It's like if you're drawing in PLO, you kind of want to be drawing to the nuts. He does make a straight thanks to the 4, but you see still only 80% to win. And checks through, it looks like. King of spades on the turn, or river, excuse me. And the straight's going to take it. So Weedeezy's going to win this hand, assuming nobody can bet him off it. He bets $30 and takes it down. Yeah, see, Kevin Cram from YouTube chat says, didn't know there was a seat 1. This is sort of my point, is he's been fairly passive.
If he raises, everyone's going to fold.
Yeah.
Unless they've got
Weedeezy's
premium.
just now getting up in there with the action. Carlton's played 1 hand that I can remember and won a huge 3-way pot with aces. And Hollywood is being Hollywood, enjoying seeing some flops with some really nice hands pre-flop, and not really participating. Yeah, exactly. But getting in there, seeing some cheap flops with some hands, and hasn't really made a ton of
berated
money.
him before the show, and I told him he has to loosen up. He has to.
But he's also not, like, I looked at the cash win that was just in the chat a few minutes ago, and he's got, he's only down $30. In a swinging game like this, when you got a player who's just piling it in over and over again, only being down 30 is all right. So maybe he'll get a chance to get some of those horseshoe dollars. I don't know.
I think you got to think about how much he's not up. Horseshoe raises to 7, and we love it. And we love it.
Crispy's gonna let it go. Under the gun, Horseshoe. Is that a straddle or is he raising? Probably raising because I think he had cards. So.
Yeah, he raised. Typically he does straddle. I'm surprised he didn't. Although I would be inclined to say that this is a straddle hand. King 10-6-4.
Yeah, but Horseshoe has shown that he doesn't really discriminate between straddle hands and normal hands.
He doesn't discriminate.
Every
he doesn't
hand
have
is
a range
straddle, yeah.
discrimination.
Every hand is worth seeing a flop. Every hand deserves a flop.
All we are saying is give hands a chance.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Incoherent, you're right. My parents neglected me. I've had a rough life. But now it's fantastic.
Jack high flop, 2 spades, queen of clubs on the turn, gives Horseshoe a flush draw, doesn't get there, and 8 of spades on the turn. Horseshoe's going to win with a king high straight.
With $36 in the pot.
Yeah, definitely. So as it's like we're playing a lot of hands, getting a lot of people seeing a lot of flops, but we're not seeing a lot of action at this stage in the stream. Potential action is there with this many people seeing a flop, but because the board's not really cooperating in terms of giving people more than just like an okay hand on this board, like nobody had a flush draw. Yeah, it's been a little less exciting than it has. So it's good that Horseshoe's here, basically pumping up every single pot.
He has an inspirational quote poster on his wall in his garage before he gets in his Trans Am, and it says, you know, it's the more you know, but it's like, always pump it up, always like it's the last time.
Pump it like no one is watching.
And then he listens to Pump the Jam on the way here.
All right, so we got a straddle from Chris. I guess the actual straddle is 6, so that's why I'm thinking maybe did Horseshoe decide to make it a little beefier? No, I guess they settled on a $7 straddle maybe, as opposed to a 6 or a 4. The $7 straddle, I like it.
Octavio calls. Seat 1 is keeping the seat warm for somebody. Got a couple limpers.
Couple of limpers.
3, 4, 8. Octavio flops the nut flush draw with a backdoor straight draw.
Yeah. Whereas Crispy has a front door straight draw.
And he has an inside straight draw.
He has many straight draws. He's got
many.
what you call like a
mini. All my friends know that I have lots of straight draws. Who makes it straight? Oh, Crispy Bacon? Yes, he does.
Makes a straight.
And Crispy Bacon, they have him as the straddle.
Yes, he was a straddle. $7 straddle. 5 of diamonds on the river is going to seal the deal for Crispy. I don't know that Crispy's going to get any more money in here. So these pots have been, over the last like 10-15 minutes, the pots have been a little bit smaller. A little bit on the smaller side.
Yeah.
Lots of checking down.
I feel like when Horseshoe slows down, the action slows down. The pots are smaller.
Although, okay, yeah, he's slowed down in terms of how much he's putting in the pot, but he hasn't really slowed down in terms of playing the hands.
Does this guy, look at him, does he look like he's going to slow down playing hands?
No.
He's drinking his
got a
beer,
smile on
he's
his face,
smiling.
He's having a great time.
Yeah.
This is actually the ultimate purpose of Stones Live.
He is Stones Live.
Yes.
Assassin's Bounty,
He'll
Sunday, April
probably be there.
15th.
I see.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know, so you know the
$100
deal,
bounties.
right? The Assassin's Bounty. We had one of these before, where you get a bounty, you actually buy in. You can use your bounty to buy into the tournament, or next you buy more chips.
Ah.
So from 5 to 10 big blinds. Oh, you can add 5 to 10 big blinds to your stack by sacrificing one of your bounties, which I'm not sure
I don't know
I
if
would
it's.
do.
Well, it depends on how far
I know last time
you
we
are.
had a few people.
Okay,
do
so
that
if you're
final
really deep in the tournament and the average is like 15 big blinds, it might be worth it.
Yeah.
But early on, I don't think it's worth it.
I think the general idea is if you have enough where you're debating how many you want to buy or how often you want to buy, then you're in a good spot in that tournament. But yeah, that is. I believe that's going to be the second ever Assassin's Bounty tournament at Stones, or maybe anywhere, because that was the first I'd heard of it when we had it the first time. So
We do a lot of stuff that I haven't heard of, like Win the Button and stuff. I think it's cool.
yeah, I've seen a
Try
Win
not
the
to
Button
do
tournament before. The Win the Button cash game though, that was pretty cool.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch that one on the live stream.
I just think the fact that it was here was pretty neat.
Everything is here.
That's true.
This
A
is
lot of
Stone's
stuff.
Live Poker.
All of it's
Behold, Stone's Live Poker.
It is I, Stone's Live Poker,
It is I.
here to bring you the poker.
We pull out the mighty sword from the rock of Gamble. I don't know.
That's a Rock of Gamble.
We were only the ones worthy enough.
Did anyone have boards go on? Here, come on, pick 7 gems. Yes, that's because of nice. Playing poker for fun doesn't make you a degen. Dondo111 in the Twitch chat, but I believe he's probably floating around both chats. All right, so another 6-way putt. I swear, like average 4+ players are seeing every flop. Jack 10,
King 10.
King Queen 10, or King Queen Jack 10. So
Where's the King Jack when you need one? There it goes, Swifty.
Swifty's got all of it and then some on this rainbow board. He's got some backdoor diamond draw working as well. It'll be interesting to see if he gets any action here. I can't see it. I can't see it happening. I really can't. John's got Jack 10, 8, so he's working with a pair and some straight draws. But again, he's not drawing to the nuts. I don't think he's going to really want to continue too often. So Crispy is the last person remaining and only has top pair. Not even really a great kicker, so just not great. What is it?
I don't know. I check there. You're pretty much crushing the board.
Oh yeah, there's not a lot that can be here. You want to see if maybe Horseshoe will poke at it or something like that. Life Insurance Larry, what are the odds that Stones can run some Omaha tournaments? Well, that's coming from Twitch chat. We did during Jonathan Little Week. What actually kicked off Jonathan Little Week was an Omaha tournament. It's not all the time, but they are coming.
I thought we were doing a monthly Omaha tournament. What happened to that?
That was around for a while and then stopped. I think actually we're alternating Limit 08 and PLO for a while on Saturdays, but there are Omaha tournaments on the horizon. I'm going to double check. I don't think any are coming
Give us
up
your horizon
in the
forecast.
Immediate, yeah, there's
And look
not
at it
one
like
in the
this.
Spring Classic. Hang on. There's no Omaha tournament in the Spring Classic, but there's tons of good tournaments going on there. But there are some Omaha tournaments, and I imagine we will see some more. Let's see, some people enjoy playing poker because it's enjoyable to them. Yep, that rule.
Styles Vegas is now following on Twitch.
Styles Vegas. Nice.
Don Duo's getting like real in the chat, like writing some poetry, talking about life, man.
Talking about life, man. I mentioned Brent.
So, of course, Horseshoe raises to 23. Crispy Bacon is kind of his #1 customer tonight.
Yes, Horseshoe and Crispy Bacon are always playing hands against each other. Macabio's in there sometimes. And again, five players seeing the flop. Got 119. This is actually like reasonably sized pot pre-flop. So let's see what happens.
5, 6, 7, and Swifty flops the nuts. The nuts. But he's not in the hand. Wait, how come? Oh, he is in the hand. He is. Sorry, I didn't see his cards for a minute there. So the board's kind of wet.
He checked. I like it.
Yeah, I like it because you can get some money out of these draws.
And he's going to get way more money out of it because here John's got backdoor spades. He's got a gut shot straight draw.
A 7-8 type hand might also.
Octavio's got 2 pair. It looks like Octavio's the first to bet. John calls. Horseshoe is not at his seat, so he's not in the hand. Crispy actually has the same straight, 8-9. So, and a higher spade draw. This is gonna be a spicy hand.
I like it very much. I like when spicy pepper come out.
Crispy taking a while. I think if he takes a while and raises, he's really gonna like narrow down his customer.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
I think I like. Well, because the board has 2 diamonds.
Yeah, I'm not loving a call. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
He might make a diamond draw pay.
If you wanted to get like frisky and call here, knowing that if you avoid a diamond, you can go kind of wild on the, on the turn.
Diamond folds out on the river, so you wanna get some money in now, right?
Yeah, I think he might be also trying to calculate what pot is, but also for you guys who are new to PLO, this is different than Hold'em in that you can ask the amount of money that's in the pot, and the dealer will tell you the amount of money that's in the pot, so that way you know how much you can bet. Hold'em, you're not allowed to ask. Well, I guess you're allowed to ask,
but they won't tell you.
But they won't tell you.
They can spread it.
They can spread it so you can get an idea. Yeah, exactly. Look at this fabulous pot.
Like butter, baby. I'm spreading it like butter. I'm talking about the pot.
Raised to 150. Now, Taylor is in an interesting spot, and this is a great PLO hand because when you flop the nuts, but your redraws are pretty thin in terms of, like, he has the nut straight. He has redraws to a higher nut straight and a backdoor spade draw, and he is not letting go. This is a spot where I think 2 pair would normally be able to get away from it, but Octavio only has 200 behind, and he's going to be getting, like, he's not getting a full 5-1 because he doesn't have enough to cover the raise, but he's going to be getting 5-1 to what he's putting in, right? Like, from the original. More likely with 2 pairs.
He has to know. So he has to know his 2 pair may not be good right now, but can be. The only thing I don't like is he doesn't have a diamond draw. If he had a diamond draw with his 2 pair, I would say go for it. Yeah. He's not really wrapped around this board very well. I think it's an easy fold.
Yeah. I mean, I think he would have snap folded if he didn't have 200 behind. He might be considering a position that he normally wouldn't be, just because he's shortish.
And John is like, has this folding posture.
John's like, okay, well that makes John's decision.
The F it button just went off.
I think he may have looked and figured that he doesn't have very much left, and he's already got so much in the pot.
And he's saying, "Unbreak my heart, say you love me again."
So the best case scenario here for Taylor would be if it doesn't come spades and he gets to chop, right?
Yeah.
He's showing a straight. Him and Crispy have the same straight, so Octavio wants the board to pair 7 or 6.
7 or 6, yeah.
And he's drawing live to those outs, as far as we know at this moment.
They're asking me to speak with accent, Russian accent, Polish accent, same accent. They like very much.
All right, we're getting out the main pot, which is pretty chunky. 1 point. Oh, no. Octavio is in for the big chunk right there in the middle of that big pile. Taylor and Crispy are playing for about 260 on the side.
Kevin Cram says that, I think he's talking about Octavio, that he's almost free rolling. Kind of, yeah.
No, Crispy's doing
Crispy?
Because he's got the nut straight with the better redraw.
Yeah.
So diamonds gets there, but nobody has a diamond. Crispy and 50 are going to chop this pot up.
Octavio.
Okay, so I said that they were playing for like a $500 side pot, but the only way that any money change hands between them is if it comes running spades.
Chop, yeah. And they want an English accent.
Hey, Jimmy.
Stop! Chi-Man says, Veronica, you're a romantic person. No.
If you want to catch all of romantic person Veronica, follow on Twitch and YouTube, or I guess subscribe,
Snapchat,
technically.
Veronica Star with 2 R's.
Also, we're Stones Live Poker on Twitter, at Brent Harrington on Twitter, and angry_Polak, is that right?
Polak, baby.
Polak.
And then Brent, from Live with the Bike.
Brent, who?
No, not Brent. Bart Hansen calls me Angry Pollock.
Angry Pollock.
Like it sounds like a wart on someone's foot. Angry Pollock.
The Stones Chip Amplifier Tournament. This is the second one of these we've had as well, at least second one. So you can buy in for different amount of chips at different points in the tournament. For the first 1 hour, you can buy in for 120 and get 10K chips. But you can also buy in for $5.50 in the first hour and get 60K chips.
So I think we figured it out. The best is like that middle area of 220 or 350.
Well, if you're keen, the cool part is you can play for 120. You got tons of blinds, you got tons of play, and you have a few hours before anybody can buy in for 1 hour before anybody can buy in for 20, and a few hours before people can start buying in for really big stacks. But if you just want to, come late, show up at 220, put in 550, you got 60K chips and a pretty good stack at that point in the tournament. So the chip amplifier.
Borrow your friend's money, ladies and gentlemen. I did the ultimate. So everyone knows Zach from Zach is my favorite Stones Live player. He lent me money, and I paid him back.
Oh wow!
He lent me $1,000. What does that say about people who lend me money? I have good credit.
Trustworthy?
I
You have good street credit?
I have street cred, 100%. Grew up in the mean streets of Canada. What?
Tough life in Canada. With all those gangs fighting over maple syrup and tobacco.
Maple cookies too.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. Cumulative winning so far. Crispy Bacon's up 785. Swifty's up 589. John up 500. 550. Carlton 279 with DZ 212. Everybody's making money except Hollywood's a small loser with $30. Only lost 30. Allen also down about 27. And Horseshoe down 1.4K.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Horseshoe's basically been $1.4 million
in a 1-2 PLO.
Let's just put it this way. This swing PLO could easily be, maybe not. Maybe he's not winning like some of these hands, but you can just as easily have a huge upswing.
He's raising.
Yeah.
Double suited.
I like this hand.
Don't hate it. He's on the button. He's got position.
Or in the cutoff. But I like this hand regardless. I think there's a lot of hands that are raising from early position that don't hit the same boards you hit.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily looking for the flush here. Obviously, it's double suited. It's nice, but you could almost care less. You'd rather not see a flush with this kind of hand. At least in my opinion. It does have his club.
You couldn't care less.
I didn't even say that.
You said you could care less. But the correct thing to say is you couldn't care less.
I don't even remember saying that. I'm living in an alternate dimension.
Swifty now open-ended.
Yeah, and he's gonna look him up.
He's wrapped.
He's actually winning with 2 pair as well. So Horseshoe's up against it. The 7 doesn't do him any good. I think it'll go check. It does, and Taylor shows King 10.
Jimmy Buffett is referencing the great poutine wars of the 80s in Canada.
The great poutine wars.
Yeah. It was like, is it mozzarella or is it cheddar that we put on poutine? Let's fight about it.
What is it?
I mean, the streets of Canada were rampant with poutine fighters.
Poutine fighters?
Yeah. Are you blue poutine or red poutine?
Blue poutine.
I'm just saying. I don't pick a side because I'm pretty neutral. I could go with mozzarella or cheddar.
It's like Horseshoe has decided enough's enough. You guys are going to have to create your own action.
He's going to the ATM.
True, he could be reloading, but I think he might be saying, you know what, you guys, I've created enough action, and none of you guys are really creating action.
Emergems 24, ooh, mozzarella, see? That's what I'm saying, like, this is how wars start. Poutine wars in Canada. We would throw the hardest snowballs at each other. It was like, it was not easy growing up in Canada.
Yeah, I imagine. I've seen It's a Wonderful Life. George Bailey gets that horrific ear injury from
a snowball.
No, well, they're having like a snowball fight, and he falls into the ice, and then
yeah,
so just
I mean, like
general horseplay,
shenanigans.
Yeah,
shenanigans are can be life-threatening.
I think Horseshoe might have moved seats.
Which is always what you do when you're running bad, and flops open-ended.
Yeah, he flops a straight.
Flops a straight.
With the nut diamond draw. So this is a good spot for Horseshoe. Let's see if he can get some value, get some of that money back.
Ooh.
Oh, he moved into Octavio's seat. All right, there we go. That's why
I'm actually very glad that he's not gone.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't make a ton of sense.
He said to Crispy Bacon, you're too crispy.
Too crispy. He's going to lead the board pairs. He doesn't love it, but it gives some flush draws. Hollywood gets some flush draws. Crispy is calling with queens and the nut flush blocker, so it could be interesting if the club get there. They don't get there. Horseshoe's got the best hand. It looks like he checks. Check. I think Horseshoe should have tried to get some value there. It's a pretty safe river for any hand that's calling you with like 2 pair on the turn. May still call you on the river with that 3, kind of an irrelevant card. It doesn't complete a flush. I guess it completes some weird straights, but I doubt too many weird straights are going to be involved still. So
I didn't hear anything you said. I was just looking at your mustache.
Thanks.
That's like
the idea.
That's like an old, like, you're a young man with an old man mustache. That's a rather thick and hardy mustache. That's like a winter growth mustache.
It's the plan. It's only going to get thicker.
Well, I mean, we are going to hit 100-degree weather in like a month.
Yeah,
but right now
my upper lip's going to be so hot. Every other part of me is going to be like hot, but my upper lip's going to be super hot. Give me that. So hot.
It's going to be everything.
Closer to the sun also, so it's even worse. Like the chin is going to be like, hey, we're cool down here. Yeah. It's a good time. I mean, especially this part of the chin.
It's like your face visor. It's your face visor.
Yeah. Face visor. Exactly. Let's see.
We do have the WPT main event going on right now too. A couple people we know are still.
Some of the stream, Michael Lonkar was in the tournament, but he's out, so he's one of our hosts.
But he cashed,
and he also plays on the stream.
Yeah.
He wouldn't survive this. All right, let's see. Wadizi has got some double suited Queen Jack 10 with a dangler. Carlton.
Someone said they're north of Canada, so they must be in Detroit. What city is it where Canada kind of goes under a little bit? It must be Detroit. It's an East Coast city.
I think that sounds about right.
Horseshoe raises to 30, and we love it. And we love it.
And Carlton wakes up with aces again. He's got a couple big hands, and now
he's playing face up, right?
I mean, you're gonna be on a little bit alarmed if you're watching and you're seeing the guy that's played like 2 or 3 hands
only play aces.
Yeah, and the last time he played a hand, he turned over a monster. Horseshoe's not backing down. He's like, all right, let's get it. I'm gonna call that 3-bet with only like 40 behind, maybe like 60 behind. And John, we don't know what his hand is yet, but he's considering this. He's in for 23. He's got to call 122. And getting like 3-1 on his money, which is not bad odds pre-flop in PLO.
I mean,
and he's getting a counter. He might call with a lot of
with
his
equities
hands
running
here,
so close.
But let's it go.
Just a quick call out of Horseshoe. I love this map.
Now, Azizi's hand is not really bad, but it's got to be like
He's looking at it too much. He's overthinking it. You should just call.
But he might be in a spot too where he's like, you know what? I have like 300, or I guess 400, 360, 437 is what the. So he's got like 400, a little bit more than 400. And if he raises, he's almost for sure going to get one call, maybe two, because it's by that point it's like cheap enough. Carlton's not going to fold to this raise.
But why not just call? Why can't he call here?
Well, you can, but it's just like such a big chunk of the stack. He's going to put a third of his stack into the pot to call this raise.
Wasn't he the original raiser?
Yes, I think so.
Seems.
You don't often fold the 3-bets.
If it wasn't for Carlton, because Carlton's so snug, he's like, definitely getting crushed by his range.
The upside of that is you're going to go tag aces. Right now he's going to hate it because 10-4 would have given him 2 pair, and it's a perfect hand against Carlton's range, which is probably a big pair. And they would have gotten it all in because Carlton's got the that flush draw. So it was a spot for him, but he didn't like it, and Horseshoe is going to take the spot instead with
Horseshoe needs a 6.
Needs a 6 or some running straight outs.
Yeah.
And here we go. Oh, it looks like a face. It looks like a jack, which is excellent card because now it opens up a whole range of outs. A 6, a 9, an ace.
Right. Or an ace. Unfortunately, his aces are pretty blocked.
Yeah, kind of blocked. But a 6 or a 9 or an ace. Or a 7. Nope, not a 7. 6. The 10 is not going to get it done. And Carlton's going to win another pretty big pot with aces. And actually, they're running it twice. Okay, so a 5 also is not going to get it done. A king, it's not good. Oh no, king 5.
Yeah, so they're going to chop it.
Yeah, king 5. So he goes run around a 2 pair. And Wendizi's probably beat himself up a little bit because, there's I think a lot of people say, like, if you raise, you don't really fold to 3-bets in PLO pre-flop. And then, especially if one of the tighter guys at the table raises, like, okay, well, I have to beat a big hand here. So 2 pair, flopping 2 pair, it was top and bottom. A flopping 2 pair would have put him in a good spot where he could at least put some pressure on Carlton, and Carlton would have called. But it looks like he would have made a full house on one of the boards, and that would have been the only board because when you're 3-handed, you're not running it twice.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, you can run the turn and river twice.
With 3-handed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that.
Or was that just?
It might not be.
Maybe just heads up.
Yeah, I think it's just heads up. 3-handed, I don't think you even have the option. I'm not sure I would do it 3-handed because why would you want to?
I don't think it would have
the chance to chop your money up.
Yeah, it probably would have ended up being 3-handed.
So he would have made a full house and won a pretty big pot, tripled up. But you can't live in hindsight. I just think if you're raising pre, you're getting 3-bet. You're getting called a call. You're getting a great price for your hand with the Queen 10 Jack and the double suited part of the hand being really nice.
You're basically saying he shouldn't have folded.
I think you can.
You're kind of talking yourself. Yeah. You're backwards yourself.
He has a weird stack size though because if he calls, then he's kind of committed to any flop. So that's why shoving would have maybe
you could say just call, and any flop that you connect with, you're putting all your chips in.
It's confirmed it needs to be heads up to run multiple boards. So Poker Pro Eric in the YouTube chat, of course there are enough cards to do it, but in terms of the rules of the casino and most card rooms, you are running it heads up. You're running it multiple times heads up. 3-handed, you're just running one board. So
we've lost audio. So yeah, I think like just calling there and saying any connection with the board, which is very probable, you jam.
Right. Well, if you're calling, you're probably committing. So you can call and see the flop and then do it, but you're probably more likely to it's probably more profitable to shove than it would be to call because you're basically committed anyway. And there's a chance that one of the 2 players remain could fold. In this case,
No.
Horseshoe had so few chips, he's probably not folding. Same with Carlton because he had aces, also not folding. So, Carlton's going to be more likely to fold pre than he is. Well, no, I guess that's not true. He's going to be more likely to fold post than pre. So maybe you'll get a fold from him if you jam that flop. But he has ace high flush draw, so he's not going to fold in that particular instance.
Horseshoe finally picking up a pretty decent hand. Flops an inside straight draw. Swifty flops top pair. Crispy Bacon can't say what he's got. But he does have a mule.
I think we lost the table audio. I don't know if the fans are hearing the table audio, but looks like 2 jacks.
Donkey Puncher says agree with Veronica, called and ship on the flop.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you could probably make the argument for that against a very tight player, because if they miss a flop with a hand like aces and don't have the ace high flush draw, then he's going to be more likely to fold.
And a very tight player won't turn his hand into a bluff.
Right, yeah. But you never can turn your hand into a bluff by just calling someone's all in, though. True.
I'm saying that the tight player wouldn't lead into you, so if you're jamming, you may end up making more against a tight player.
Oh, Carlton would have been first to act, so it would have been check, check, shove instead of just open shove, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I think the way Horseshoe's playing, it would have probably been check, shove for Horseshoe's remaining stack, like 185. It's like Horseshoe's going to make trips here and maybe get some value from Taylor with the best 2 pair aces and jacks of the king.
Poker Hooker says he had a pot-sized bet left. It's not like he was that short.
Yeah, I just think he's calling 3/4 of his stack pre, which in some sense is going to put you like
3/4? No. He was calling.
Excuse me, 1/3. Sorry, yeah, my
33.3, 333.
Yeah, 1/3 of his remaining stack. It's like Taylor let it go.
1/3 is such a crazy number.
Oh no, wait, sorry, Taylor called. I turned away for a second because I was trying to figure out how to say what I wanted to say. Taylor called, and Horseshoe makes an extra $100 that he can use to buy into the quantum tournament.
100,000 warranty.
Warranty?
Why did you guys put a guarantee? It's a warranty.
100K warranty. There's nine starting points for the quantum. 7 of them are $120, 2 of them are $240, and every time you bag, after the first time, you make $900. So if you bag multiple times, they buy your stack, they buy your shorter stack for $900. The first time you get like $240.
Damn.
That's pretty good. So if you're playing a quantum and you're really good at building big chip stacks on day ones of tournaments,
paging, Sean Drake.
Yeah, he's good at like a lot of stages of the tournament, but yes, definitely that seems like a Sean Drake thing. But if you like the feel of day ones, you can come play a bunch of day ones, cash more than one stack, and make a little bit of money before you even actually make the money from your taking your big stack forward. So
Wadizi is waking up. He's deciding he doesn't want to warm up his seat anymore, and he's raising the 24. I think I'm +1 with this like single suited kind of wrappy hand. Swifty calls with queens and an ace 10. Hollywood is king jack deuce. He must be thinking he's playing high low. I don't hate Hollywood's hand.
No, yeah,
he does have
still pretty good. The ace, and the suited, and the ace with the wheel draws.
And then we got Horseshoe. Yeah, baby.
Horseshoe is of course.
Obvi, I'm playing.
There's only one way to do this.
And that's the Horseshoe way.
The horseshoe.
Let's horseshoe this. Audio again?
Got it. We're gonna have 6 players team flop as it wouldn't be a 1-2 PLO at Stones if there weren't six players.
Alan with a jack-8 pocket 3s.
Queen high flop, 2 hearts. So we got Horseshoe with the flush draw, Swifty with the flush draw.
And that and a second net.
45.
But did you get the
You know, honestly,
Not yet.
Taylor should be rated
I'll get
like
one
this
though.
winner because Taylor and
Service!
Taylor should be whooping the Taylors.
No.
It's terrible.
Chips and red chips.
I'm not giving back.
He's so
I want more, Taylor.
Until he hasn't even
I
played.
know.
Is he like a huge 2-5 player?
He plays
Oh, really?
He plays PLO.
Oh, I got it.
He also plays 2-5-5 in here.
It's just our 1-2 limit.
If you want to play stupid game, you play on my table. I play stupid game.
I mean, honestly, this game, we need green chips. It's a good game.
Okay.
Hey! Is that Mark? No! We veto Brandon. Get Mark.
324, guys. 324 is the clock.
Seat open!
Player thoughts.
He asked if there's a seat open over here. Sorry, no way to do that. Z asked if there's a seat open.
We know there's a seat open, but thank you.
Mark is right there.
We're on it. You want to see PG?
Big guns. Oh, is that what BG said?
Justin, you're gonna
Big guns.
New player's gonna buy a round. Just beer, $5 beer.
I don't think he. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna. Even though this is a 1-2. Yeah, even though
You don't have to drink.
this is a
You
1-2.
buy one drink. It's so much action.
It's actually so much action.
500.
Yeah,
like 5, 10. 16. 5, 10. Yeah. 5, 10.
What was it? A class? Mark? Yeah. That's good. Have you been to
Yeah, I can't play. I call.
Hey, Justin, if it's 3-handed, can we only run it once?
One time.
Yeah, one time.
Three-way all-in.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
How you doing? You're right.
You got a 6-8, you got a 6-8. I got the flush. I need a pair of
Oh, God, show
I got the total. I got the. Yeah, it's good.
Show me something I like. Oh, Jesus.
You guys good with those cards there?
How the hell do I have that?
7 or a heart.
Closing my eyes. 3 of clubs. 3 of clubs.
Yes, yeah.
You guys get back there.
Tell her you gotta donate to me.
Give me a spade. Here we go.
3 of clubs. 3 of clubs.
8, 10.
There's my donation for Taylor. Yep.
You got enough flush too.
God, and I have a 5.
You
got enough flush
and Taylor. So, yeah. I'm telling you, I only need double up, so I'll be almost even. You dodged a bullet, good.
But it's not the 3 of clubs.
Hey, don't me on my butt.
Well,
Wow.
yeah.
3-way all-in.
Stunned silence here at.
That was an amazing hand. Everybody had something. And Brandon's watching chips getting shipped to Vocal Terror.
It's unfortunate for Wadizi because he didn't play very many hands, and then gets in with his hand, which is not a terrible hand. I mean.
John's hand? You talking about John?
No, Wadizi.
Wadizi, okay.
He hasn't played very many hands.
He did have the straight.
And then he makes a straight on the turn. You hate it.
And he makes trips.
Yeah.
Even if he had like a 9 instead of an 8, he would lose to Vocal Terror's
Yeah, I was thinking like an ace. There were like maybe 1 or 2 safe rivers for Wadizi, to be honest. John's call was probably because he had the spades and a huge wrap for the straight. Like,
if you think your spades are live,
well, the wrap
he was wrapped
might
around
even
it
be
with a
enough to
straight.
get 3-1.
Yeah.
You're getting tons of money to your bet, and then the spade flush draw might be the thing that tips you over that makes it like, okay, I'm calling for sure. Like, I'm definitely calling. John just got punched in the
Look
face.
at your awesome Twitch shirt.
Yeah, no offense to the YouTube chat.
I love it.
I don't own
It's
a
so
YouTube
Christmassy.
shirt. So yeah, the Stones Classic, Spring Classic, 250K guarantee. We got Jason Somerville, Andrew Nemi, Kevin Martin, Lex Veldhouse. Jason and Lex are going to do their first ever stream together at Stones, which is great. 2 Twitch poker powerhouses. You got the Win the Button tournament, Chip Amplifier, Assassin's Bounty, and the Mix Max, along with the main event. That's going to be a great series.
Yeah.
Fantastic series here at Stones in the early mornings of spring.
With the dew setting on all of our flowers outside, maintained by the
And the
highest
freeway packed full of cars, hustling and bustling to work while you play a Friday afternoon tournament. Fantastic. Really just amazing.
Just amazingly amazing.
The best.
Everything.
Yeah, the sick turn, making a straight. This is what what PLO is about. Redraws. The key to PLO is having some redraws. So it's definitely good.
Is it just me, or can we not hear anything?
I can't hear that. But
I thought it was my thing not going in the hole right, but it's just that I can't hear anything.
Mark's got one of those like prop bet hands where you actually win if you win with trips in your hand. I don't know if they're doing that. I don't know if they're doing that thing here,
Those things
but yeah,
they do.
But here we got kings versus kings versus 9s and a 9.
I feel like we're getting that silly portion of the show. The kings and the kings,
but I'm
the
trying to.
nines, and then
I've been more and more silly the longer I do this, just because I'm becoming more and more at home in the booth. I don't actually live in
the
booth.
penalty box.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Is your sleeping bag here?
No.
Do you
I
shower
carry
in
it
the
with
bathroom?
me. Yes. It's hard to fit in the sink,
Just
but
your
I
feet.
pull it off.
Just
no,
your
I
feet.
just the sink is like a huge trough, so I just like lay in it. It's good. It's closer to a bath, but.
It is a huge. I just picture you. The three. Do you guys have 3 faucets?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so laying in the trough with the 3 faucets.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, all covered. Hollywood's gonna win. Yeah, that's true.
But you're cramped in there, so your knees and toes are getting one of the 5.
Right, yeah, exactly. Well, the head and shoulders get one, and then the knees and toes get one. And
Who's going in there to help you scrub down?
Yeah, I handle that all on my own. Hollywood wins a hand near. 2 guys had kings, but Hollywood sticks around and he ends up winning the pot with kings.
Be okay, Ian. I don't know, that little ghost face. Hollywood wins another $30 pot. And Horseshoe's trying to teach him how to play. He's like, look, buddy, stop looking. Stop
Just
looking.
keep putting the cards in.
Just put money in, my friend. Okay, it'll be okay.
Do this.
That's the motion you need. And we have a new seat one.
Yeah, Mark.
Mark is one of my favorite players.
He's played on the PLO 8 stream. He actually busted me one of the times I played on the PLO 8 stream.
He's one of my favorite gamblers.
Yeah.
And when I say gambler,
it'll be fun to see.
He likes to play. He's actually going to be, my friend says, what's up? Nice to see you. He's actually going to love some horseshoe. Like, those 2 are going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be wild. We had some small pots. I think this last pot, which was huge, might be these. Now we're going to start to see some bigger average pots.
So Pocket Ape says there's a shower at Stones, right? No, it's a trough.
I mean, if there is a shower here, I've never seen it. But
the shower's for other reasons.
Maybe they have one of those like chemical things that you used to have in like a chemistry lab where you.
Yeah, in case you get like
you can always turn
chips
it
in your eyes. You get chips in your eyes because
Purex.
You don't want the herpes to like infect your eyes, so you. Crispy Bacon calls Horseshoes $30 raise, and we are off to a flop. Queen 10-6.
Rainbow flop.
Horseshoe flops top pair. They checked. This is a very calm.
Horseshoe makes trips. Checked it down. Doesn't make a ton of money, but so that's the one thing with Horseshoe is he's playing a lot of hands, but he's not maximizing his wins. If that makes sense. Like he's not winning big pots when he wins.
Are you talking about Hollywood or Horseshoe?
Horseshoe. because he's playing a lot of hands, but he's winning like $70.
Yeah.
I agree. Like
So Horseshoe has kind of run bad though.
yes, but it looks worse than it really could have been because there's been times where he's actually made the winning hand. And hasn't really gotten any money from it because he's like checking it down. So far his wild aggression hasn't paid off in full just because I don't think he's gotten too many spots to get a ton of value. He's had really great hands come through on the river and then just not really get paid. Except for once that I can think of off the top of my head.
I love it.
On the river.
Poker Pro Eric's been timed out. It's my favorite time of the show.
Moobot's got him.
Yeah.
Moobot just sits there.
Sean LV says that, they're all saying in the chat that it's Stephen King in seat 6.
Stephen King in seat 6.
Yeah.
So we have 2 new players, right? Mark and then B. Diddy.
Yeah, BG.
And then Stephen King. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
He is actually BG on Snapchat. He's my Snapchat buddy. Deuce 3-5. A lot of spades. John, loving this flop.
With the 6 blockers, so he might be one of the only people with a straight.
And flush draw. And we love it. It's one of those hands that
Mark
I really like to see.
Mark's probably not going to get away from this, at least not for one bet.
This 8-6-6-4, I like a hand like that to see with multiple opponents because of how you can wrap around this and get paid. Obviously, you're not raising with it too much.
I'm actually.
Obviously.
No,
Are you falling asleep?
No. I don't know what. I tend to yawn now.
I need to eat.
Yawning is part of my range now.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably have some more dumplings after this. I always tell you guys how good the Stone's food is. Yeah, you want?
Yeah, let's go eat together.
Deal.
Because I'm down for some dinner. I haven't eaten since lunch. I wasn't super hungry when I got here, except I had 2 of your dumplings.
Yeah. Only 2. I don't give out dumplings easily.
I had to work for those dumplings.
Looks like Mark's gonna run into the better straight here real early, and he's got basically no hope. No, he does have a hope. 6 will actually. He has a 6. No, a 6. There isn't a 6 because somebody else had a 6.
Yeah.
So he's got no hope. Typically, he'd have 1 out.
Typically, you don't have no hope. There's always hope in PLL, except for right now.
But yeah, this is the downside of not having any redraws.
And the sun will burn out, and there is no God, and this is how life goes, kids. Welcome to the game, Mark.
Yeah, that's a wheel's a good hand, and it wasn't the nut straight on the current board with no redraw. It's a rough spot, but he only had 300. Decided to gamble a little bit and try to get it in.
Intact 25. What did you do? Why'd you get timed out? Don't get timed out.
We said that there are very few times where you get hit wrong with dead because someone had a 6 in the dead. He was wrong with dead. The only remaining 6 would have actually given him a higher straight.
Yeah.
So he would have won with that 6. He doesn't know that. He also doesn't know that John has 2 6s, right? So in his mind, he's got 3 6s he can get until he sees him turn over his hand.
It's like being in love with a woman and not realizing she actually doesn't exist and she's just AI.
Like her, except he knew that it was AI from the whole time.
No, then realizing it. And then you don't want to make love to a robot, so you have to dump her. I don't know why you wouldn't, though. I don't know if anyone answered my Twitter stream, my Twitter poll.
I didn't
Would you
see
make
it.
love to her? Would you have sex with a robot? Like, I had 130-some people. Only like 60% of people said they'd have sex with a robot. So weird.
Only 60%?
So why not? It's a biggie. Robots probably have less herpes.
There's that. The comfort of
1 in 5 people, dude.
No STDs.
The comfort of clean. Like, you could Clorox that shit when you're done. Pardon me. I mean stuff. It's like, I don't know.
Robots don't love you back. You can program them. I'm just
Who cares?
No, there's actually a
Eventually they'll gain consciousness.
There's a neat episode of Black Mirror that deals with that.
Yeah, where she orders her dead boyfriend. Yeah. dude.
Yeah, spoiler alert. We won't tell you which episode.
Oh, come on. It's like season 2.
It's
Like,
true.
if you haven't
I only
watched it
recently
yet.
watched it, but it's good. Horseshoes in another hand. Queens versus Jacks. It looks like they're checking it down again. So even if he makes another 7, I guess, give him
Hey,
trips.
Poker Pro Eric, humans don't love you back either, baby. So, welcome to reality. Don't get a robot.
That is harsh, harsh.
God, I'd love to have a good-looking man robot just sitting behind me when I'm playing and be like, yeah, what's up? What's up? What's
I
up?
am here to watch you play.
No, he's gonna like.
You probably should have folded. He's a robot, so he's running. Yes, your range is definitely capped there. Why are you betting? And he's really ruining for you. This is a terrible spot to bluff. Shh, shh.
Go back to the room and wait for me to come back and have sex with you.
Okay.
Go over to the closet and charge yourself. Where would you keep the robot? Would you charge
I don't
him
know.
in like
You
the
definitely
closet?
the logistical.
Is it like a bathroom robot where you charge in the
It
bathroom?
would be in the closet for sure.
It'd be so
Why not?
weird if like in the bedroom staring at you while you
Just,
sleep.
you know, there's a
With
chair next to
cuddle?
a plug or something. And just go plug yourself in. Chill.
But I would like probably put him in the laundry room, you know, until like he started becoming more conscious, you know, because there's an algorithm going there where he's slowly gaining more and more consciousness.
That's true. He's always learning. T1000 sex robot.
I wouldn't buy it. Like they're not selling it for the sex.
He could have sex with you and also murder your enemies. So you're solid. You're good to go.
And can make a good.
Speaking of murdering your
Parmesan.
enemies, Horseshoe is at it again.
Yeah, he is.
He's got some gutter balls and a pair of balls.
This is his like wheelhouse.
He's got outs.
Yeah.
Some outs. We don't even know what anybody else has yet.
Having some outs is Horseshoe's wheelhouse.
Yeah, crispy bacon with a pair of 7s and some overs backdoor.
Moobot says, I'd love to make sweet love to the Polak.
Moobot volunteers.
Poker Pro Eric says Hollywood is a fold bot.
That's funny. Yeah, Moobot should remind himself that this is an all-age stream.
Yeah.
Moobot almost got timed out by Moobot. That would have been impressive.
Moobot, time out yourself.
Yeah. Go to the corner, Moobot. Go plug yourself in.
And then he says it's oh my god, I love today's show. Still 30 minutes left in this show.
All right, $20 on the flop, 8 on the turn.
As long as Horseshoe and Crispy Bacon are in, we are here.
Hits some outs, but he checks it again. Do not
This
check
is
the
what's
river.
wrong with Horseshoe. He's
Stop checking the river. Oh, I guess he's just having a blast. And Horseshoe is having a great time for a guy who lost $1,000. He didn't even know it was straight. Wow. He didn't even know.
Poker Pro Eric says I'd like to start a petition for Horseshoe to be in all streamed games. I agree.
I think there should be seats reserved in every game for Horseshoe, Dave,
Frank.
I know.
Frank, my Frank and Frank.
Okay, yeah, Frank.
Horseshoe for Prez 2020.
Horseshoe for Prez, yeah. Swifty's up to $2,000 thanks to that huge three-way pot where he.
Horseshoe's coming in Veronica and Friends. I'm just letting everyone know he's playing in the
Wait,
next.
so who's getting booted from Veronica?
No. He's going to be my 08 Veronica and Friends.
Ah, okay, got it.
Which is going to be in April again.
April 08 DN.
I'm going to try to make it a little bit bigger, like a 918. I was told that not to use the $5 chips, so we'll stick with like 918.
Ooh, 918. Nice. They used to play 918 at the Aria.
Yeah.
Which was a unique limit.
We'll do 918. I mean, how different is it from 816?
You're betting stacks of.
We still have $2
3,
stacks.
right?
Are we?
No, because at Aria they have $3 chips. If you're playing 918,
Ooh, let's see. Hey!
you're betting 3 and 6.
JFK Stones, we have $3 chips. Let's do it.
Yeah, if you're trying to do 918 with $2 chips.
Well, we could do it with ones and fives.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, I wonder if Tesla or like electronic car chargers would also charge your robot. Stone's got a couple of chargers in the parking lot.
So I like
drive up,
ride up with my robot.
Get a splitter, charge the car and the robot, right?
Charge the car and the robot, yeah.
Another 6-way pot, 5-way pot.
I feel like you're really enhancing my dreams right now.
No problem. If I had the technical and engineering acumen to develop this robot, I'd be a billionaire.
It's already going to happen. It's already happening.
Somebody's already done it.
AI is happening, dude. Although no one knows how to fully develop a great AI, and it'll probably be developed too soon before it kills us all. Like, it'll be developed before we can stop it from killing us. 478.
BG makes his first 3-bet of the evening. We do not know what he has. My instincts tell me that he probably didn't hit that flop with his hand, but he maybe has diamonds.
Horseshoes where he likes to be, with an inside straight draw and a pair.
Yeah, this is like primo horseshoe land. Mark is taking a second. Okay, we're getting everybody to double check. So I correctly predicted BG's hand didn't really hit a piece of this flop. Mark's hand, who was a caller of the 3-bet, so he called the original raise and then the 3-bet, probably smashed this flop. And he's going to get some action from horseshoe. Almost for sure.
This is just high.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, horseshoe folds.
Wow.
Wow, Mark says...
He's sobering up.
Yeah. Yeah, now you see the simple poker pro Eric, unless you don't have $3 chips. And then it's a little bit complicated. It's not super complicated, I guess. Because you do, like, you could play it with 2s and 1s, but you're doing very weird stacks.
Yeah. I'll see if we've got $3 chips. Do we have $3 chips? Why wouldn't we have $3 chips, right?
$3 chips to the booth. Well, yeah, I mean...
someone bring me a $3 chip, please.
Sounds like poker correct. The $3 chip has no cash value. We do not have $3 chips at Stones.
What?
I guess you gotta make it. Oh, you can't make it 10-20.
Well,
so
then
now you gotta make it 12-24. But then you're doing 6 and 12 chips.
I might have to stay with 8-16 with a full kill.
Yeah, probably. Full kill. Full kill. Really?
Yeah, that's what I was doing last time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a nice game. I was gonna do a 9-18 with a full kill.
This is in April?
Can we get $3 chips, please? For Veronica and friends?
I don't know if you had a pull for $3 chips. You might.
Oh.
We haven't even gotten the Veronica emote yet.
Let's see how much pull I have. Can we get some $3 chips for Veronica and friends? Please. Thank you. Art, call me.
You probably don't even need to call it. Just get $3 chips. Should be fine with that. So JC Planter.
Just like scratch off whatever denomination it is and like write with a felt 3.
All right, we're coming on the home stretch of our 1-2 inaugural, well, not inaugural, first ever.
Is it?
PLO high game. Oh no, I mean, I imagine this has been a pretty big success. I think a lot of action. Some players have been really driving the action. It's good to see, and maybe this price point will actually create a little bit more action than some of the 5-5 PLO high. But you know, still some pretty big pots. Pretty fun. You hate to see an action player just get totally railed all night, like losing a bunch of chips.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I was thinking about something else.
Of course you would. Not my intention.
With that mustache, I don't know if that's true.
We'll never know.
We're doing dinner after.
I guess we'll find out then.
Is that you or your mustache talking?
So Hollywood flops open-ended straight draw with, I like Hollywood's hand. I think I would bet this hand because I like a lot of turns.
God, like, look at Horseshoe smiling, loving life.
Blast. It's great.
This is what poker is, not like grindy, annoying people, but like having fun, having a beer. He's my kind of player.
This is 180 in the pot. It doesn't look like anybody's bet yet. And to be honest, there's so many people in the hand. I'm not going to try to like read hands until he whittles this down a little bit.
Do it.
Mark, shadow hand. We don't know what he's got. Oh, Wadizi. Hello, Wadizi. What has he got? What has he got? King, Jack, Jack 6. So he's got the second nut flush draw with a pair of jacks. All right. I like. If I'm Hollywood, I'm calling here for sure. Actually, I might shove. See, wow! I just like open-ended backdoor. I mean, like you're gambling a little bit. It's only $300. Like you're not. This is a small investment on your part. You're calling 277. Yeah, but Mark doesn't even have that much behind. In fact, yeah, Mark, you're calling like 350. You're getting a great price and there's a, you know, I guess a spade is really the only card you're not into.
All right, I think they're running it once. 5 pairs the board.
Ooh, that's perfect for Wadizi. It's probably good for Wadizi's hand. Although an ace, Mark might have an ace. Fully capable of having an ace. He shows a 3 and a deuce and a 4. Oh, he had the wrap for the wheel and a flush draw and does not have an ace.
And he was blocking himself from the
There's no way Wadizi thought he won that hand with that runner. But see, like, he called, well, he had spades, so I guess in that sense. Now, Hollywood would have, let's see, what would Hollywood have made?
I didn't see Hollywood's hand, honestly.
I don't think he would have won. Because he had king.
And he's results oriented, so
yeah.
he's going to say he did the right thing.
I mean, I'm not going to say he did the wrong thing, but I might have gambled there in that spot.
I have to say, to say something nice about Hollywood is that he is an amazingly good sport and a fan of Stones Live, and needles me a bit when I walk in, but doesn't get mad.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Hollywood has developed a style of play he's comfortable with.
He did get second in our
and I think that's important. For as much as we say, there's 2 things to remember. We're not the ones playing, and also, you have to play a game you're comfortable with. If you're just starting out in poker, obviously Hollywood's been playing for a long time, but if you're in the chat and you're looking to get involved with poker, do things and play games that you're comfortable with, because the only way to play poker is with real money. Or, I mean, technically you can play money, but if you want to learn, you got to probably put some money on the line. So don't get, make sure you're comfortable and enjoy it. And if you come to Stones and you come on the stream, we'll only talk about rainbows and butterflies when you play a hand. We'll make sure that you have a great time. I'm sure you'll have a great time because Stones is a great place to play. So.
Oh, I think Chris Hinchcliffe just got knocked out of the $3,500 WPT main event that's going on right now.
He had infinite shit. Well, not infinite.
Well, he doubled up Pat Lyons, and then I think it was just kind of downhill from there.
Yeah. Bigger said if it becomes an exact document, again, no reason to have King also. You only play 2 cards. Let's see, poker correct on that. Good night, boys. Good night, Jimmy Buffett.
Good night, Jimmy Buffett. So Carlton's calling here. He kind of is, for me, someone like Carlton kind of plays face up.
This is a bit wider for his range, though. It's only 6.
I know. Well, it's just he has a suit and a pair, so I think that's why he's calling.
They made it cheap.
And then horseshoe raises, which I like this raise. You want to isolate with this hand. Although no one's folding at this table, maybe Carlton will fold.
Carlton has it in him to fold. He's getting
so he's gonna fold. And I would say against a nitty player, it's a good fold. Against horseshoe, I probably gamble a little bit there. But long term, I think it's probably a better fold when you're raised.
All right, so we don't know what Crispy has. We don't know what John has, but we know that horseshoe has a whole lot of not anything at this point. And I mean, he technically has a backdoor straight draw. John's sitting with top pair. Crispy Bacon's actually in the best spot with queen high, flush draw, and queens.
Should we just do a blanket statement now, like everyone always has a backdoor flush draw?
Everyone doesn't always have the backdoor flush draw.
let's go with the 80-20. Oh, sorry, backdoor straight draw. Let's
for
do it.
sure, yeah.
We'll just leave it there.
I was saying that again because it was a joke.
I know, you were being a little sarcastic.
I wouldn't normally mention that in the outs.
I do it as kind of be like, if you're super serious all the time, it gets boring.
Yes, fair enough. That is true.
And you got to be a little optimistic when you're a nihilist, because you want to be the optimistic nihilist.
Crispy takes it down. I would have been interesting to see if Crispy had a chance to. Let's see, he bets 75 into 150-ish, so he bets half pot and doesn't get any action.
Oh my God, Donkey Puncher, bad accidental typing error in
yeah, let's
YouTube.
Oh my jeez.
No, I'm telling you, like sometimes autocorrect messes your life up. I had the worst one in Twitch ever. I did voice to text, and it totally messed up.
That's funny. It just reminded me of a story. My friend, he's like writing a book, so he had all these poker player interviews that he needed transcribed, and asked for help, and I'm listening to them and trying to transcribe them. But he has a service that does it.
Yeah, the voice to text.
And the service
it's a transcription service.
doesn't accurately do it. And
yeah,
there's
it's
one
like doctors.
It's like I have to. The best line ever.
I said, remember when Jake and I used to drink, and he had dad juice and I had mom juice? And then I said, Jake always likes a lot of dad juice, and it came out as my voice to text wrote down dead Jews.
Jeez.
It was the worst autocorrect error ever.
It's terrible. That's just unfortunate. Okay, so I am trying to find the mistake that this thing made that made me laugh. Let's see. Let's see.
We have really nice transcription software for our doctors, and you should see when it makes mistakes. It's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like so weird because I remember this was very funny, but I can't remember the exact thing, and I wanted to read it. Now I just feel bad. Oh yeah, okay. So the line was the interview question, and the transcription said, "I learned a lot of things about death for heads up that were not really obvious." And it was just like, "Oh, heads up can teach you a lot about death." And I don't know why that struck me as funny.
Inside?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did I spit on you? Because I spit on myself. I laughed so hard.
Well, enjoy. No, let's see. Yeah, so that was fun. And if you're looking for that book, it's just a book of poker interviews by Lance Bradley, who also won the American Poker Award.
Oh, American.
Okay. He's a poker journalist.
Cool.
The poker journalist of the year, according to the American Poker Awards.
Did the Poker Boss win an award?
Not this year, no.
He did last year. I remember last year he did.
Yes.
Because he's the man.
I was giving him a hard time because he was nominated, and in his photo that they showed, he had 2 trophies in his hand already, and it was like, no one's ever going to give it to you.
Big brag, bro.
Yeah, and he also, he shared it on Twitter, but he also told me that his wife, Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay, I keep debating between Shannon and Sharon. Said, "Oh, I hope Tony wins this one." And
yeah. I saw that on Twitter.
Carlton flops the nut flush draw on a scary paired board, but nobody has an ace. So, but Horseshoe actually probably has the ability to get Carlton off of this hand. I don't know if $20 is going to do it, but $20 might be enough to peel. But if Horseshoe decides to fire again, Carlton might be hard pressed. He does kind of look a little bit like Stephen King.
He does. So we have Stephen King, and then a lot of times on our live stream we have the father from the 80s movies Lost Boys. You know, the father that turns into a vampire?
I haven't seen it in a long time.
So David looks a lot like the father from Lost Boys.
Oh, okay.
So Carlton folds the nut flush draw.
Stone Fly Poker says they found $3 chips.
Yeah!
have those made, I think.
Have them made. Let's go.
Actually, don't.
That's like a serious comb over on my hair and a lot of wine.
Yeah. That's fun. That's a wine face.
And that's like my old glasses from like 2 years ago. Wow, update the photo.
Eric is vindicated. There aren't real $3 chips, Eric. There aren't a stack of $3 chips that just have Veronica's, like, drunk Veronica on them. Although, I mean...
Can you imagine if they did that? That would be
It wouldn't be a huge surprise. The first time I played a tournament at the bike, it had Jerry Buss and Frank Mariani's face on him. And then, like, Frank Mariani was, like, sitting next to me. So it was the guy whose face was on the chips. And then Jerry Buss was playing there all the time while he was still alive. And, yeah.
There's nothing better than the $25 Rio chips with, what's his face? God, why can't I remember his name? The $25 chips at the Rio. Come on, people, help me out. Robert. Why am I having a brain?
Goulet. No.
Rod Stewart.
Oh, what's happening? Oh, are we...
Rod Stewart.
We're gonna get some bacon to the booth? Are we allowed to say? What? I don't know how
Want
much.
to come in the booth?
I think...
I can't understand you.
It's locked, sorry. I'm just...
Yeah, sorry, you can't come in. No, it's locked. It's locked.
Sure, we got 10 minutes.
What?
I just wonder if I could do.
Come tell us how... Oh, maybe not. No wine in the booth, in stomach or in glass.
You can switch seats with me.
No, I need.
Are you able to talk?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have Crispy Bacon
Come on, Crispy Bacon.
petitioning
come in
to
here.
come share his...
You can sit here. He can sit here. Just go. No swearing. No.
Yeah, no swearing. And, yeah.
All right,
Do you play any more hands? You know, like, well, we got 12 minutes left in the broadcast.
12 minutes.
Oh, you're not in this hand, which is a rarity for you. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, it's awesome.
No, you played a lot of hands early, and it's like you and Horseshoe played a lot of hands, and then Horseshoe just played a lot of hands. Period.
Horseshoe always plays hands.
Yeah.
Right now,
Here's got open-ended on a rainbow
Mark
board.
has a wrap right here, and top set against John. It's gonna get all the money is gonna go in, right?
Do you know that, or you just?
No, I'm looking at the hands. We got John with top set 3-10s. Mark has a wrap 7-6-5 and a 3-2.
Yeah.
Horseshoe has open-ended, so he's probably gonna want to get.
Horseshoe's gambling.
Horseshoe. Absolutely right.
He already put in like a big bet. He's got 120 or whatever in the pot already.
So he can't.
Yeah.
fold,
So there's nothing but action here.
pot committed. Wow, wait, no, I think the graphics are a little bit wrong here. We have top set is not going to fold on this board.
He might have. No. There it is, right there. Yeah. It's a hands face up.
Yeah, the hands face up. You're
so
right.
John is in there. Yeah, for sure.
Top set is going to. Oh, Mark has
but
the
Mark
nuts
makes
on
the
the first
straight.
board.
Yeah. But 3 ways you can't run it twice. So Horseshoe's going to take another big loss.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a side pot here.
Yeah,
we're going to be missing the top set here.
John gets some chips back because he had them both covered. I don't know if there is a side pot. Oh no, Horseshoe had Mark covered.
John's going to get the side pot from Horseshoe. He missed his open-ended straight draw, and top set is going to win the side pot. Mark has the nuts.
Yeah.
With a
well, he's just now showing them too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they were figuring out the pots first.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm of the school of thought that if I have the nuts, I'm going to show them, and then let's work out the pot. Like, just so you know, like, do you consider that like a slow roll kind of?
Well, I mean, it's sometimes
not.
It's for the dealer's benefit.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you want to get the pots right. The first one, they always do the side pot first.
Yeah.
Do the side pot, then show your hand. So. Mark's gonna win the main pot with a nut straight 7.
Yeah, John's gonna get a little bit back. It looks like he makes $300. Well, actually, he gets $300 back. I don't know that he necessarily nets $300.
No, it's definitely not.
Oh no, he does.
No,
well, he
loses a little bit. But
like
John is gonna be profitable in the hand because
because he won Horseshoe had a pretty big sack win. Both of them had Mark covered. So yeah, nice.
So he's probably going to win about 150 there.
And Mark gets some back from flopping straight against the nut straight. Flopping the bottom end of the straight against the nut straight. Yeah. So that's always nice. Some redemption. PLO isn't always taking your money. Sometimes it's giving you some. So Crispy can contest to that because early, first few hands, missed everything. Then you just started hitting everything.
I hit my wrap and I was good to go. I'm actually really surprised on that hand with the flush draw.
Hey, you hit the one that you were like less of a favorite. The other ones where you had a better position, you missed. And then the one, I think if I remember right, you hit one where you were like, where you got a little bit lucky. Like,
the 652 or which one?
I don't remember. I just remember thinking, wow, you were in a really good position and you missed twice, like 2 all-ins early, and then you finally hit one, and it wasn't, you were like, came from behind, I think. But
yeah, before the stream I missed a lot, and then I rebought for 300, hit a wrap, and I was off. I mean,
off and running.
That's PLO for you, though.
Yeah.
And you hit a wrap, you make your hand, and you just go.
Or you can be like Taylor and flop top set with the nut flush draw and get it in 3 ways. And yeah, not only hold but improve, right?
Right? So. I mean, he was going against the nuts at the time. He hit the guy at the nut straight, and he hit it. He hit both the flush and the full house, didn't he?
Yes, made the flush in the full house, which I think you pointed out.
Yeah, that might be.
Didn't need it.
That's pretty good.
So what's next for you? Are you playing any of these tournaments? We got 200.
The Spring Classic? Absolutely. I think I'm going to be playing all of them except for the 6.
Oh wow!
I just left off the table to go in here.
Oh wow! Okay, we're trading them out.
All right,
Taylor. We're just rotating everyone in. I think Veronica would like to get Horseshoe in here.
Oh, Horseshoe! If he comes around, I know you guys want him in here.
But thanks for stopping by, man. Yep. Great job. Good job.
Spring Classic. I'll be playing in most of them. Hopefully, I get to be on stream.
Right. There's plenty of opportunities to be on the stream, but I'm sure we'll see you again in PLO cash games or even some no limit. Do you play Limit 08 too? Yeah, you play a little bit.
I don't know if I'm going to play it on stream, but I do play it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. Nice. Well, good luck to you. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Enjoy.
Yes.
Thanks.
It's been fun.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Enjoy. I think Taylor's coming, right?
I think so. I don't know if Veronica's still out there, too. Like, you can just pull it, I think.
All right.
Boom. All right, well, let's see, this guy on the right side. I think we'll get somebody back in here. It's funny, too, when you get people who are trying to come in. What were you drinking, Chris? I think they wanted to know what you were drinking, Chris. I think he was drinking Moscow Mules, yeah?
I was drinking a lot of Moscow Mule.
There you go. Moscow Mule.
I started with a Long Beach, though, with peach schnapps, and it was very good.
Oh, yeah.
Recommended by Alexis.
Oh, nice.
She's over here, and she is excellent. If you ever come in here, Alexis is your girl.
Yeah, this is John's got Queen High Flush versus Carlton's Jack High Flush.
Yeah, that's a bit of a cooler here with the Queen High Flush and Jack High. He really,
it's a small pot though. Like what'll probably happen is I don't think John is gonna bet the full amount. He bets 60.
Yeah, he really.
Carlton will call.
Yeah, he really can't bet the pot here because the only thing you're really gonna get called by is gonna be the nut flush or you're gonna be raised.
Yeah, it's not a great spot to be in with the second nuts.
Yeah.
Or the third nuts. Like.
Yeah, but you can always bet it because you're gonna get called by all the smaller flushes. You're never gonna get raised.
Yeah.
And then it's an easy fold.
And you know Carlton's like it's so cheap. The pot's so small.
Yeah, it's definitely you can never fold there. It's just pay them off and see the bad news, right?
Yeah, could be worse. Definitely. Excuse me. I think we've only got like 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
And Taylor apparently ran off in a huff. I see.
I think Taylor's still gonna be there for the stream. He's not the type to really just win a big pot and quit. He's a good player. He's action. He'll play. He knows all the players. It's a good game.
He's at the table. We went back. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Quantum tournament coming up. We've talked about this a little bit. 100K guarantee with 9 starting fights. If you bag day one, any day one, and you play another day one, you can take your best stack forward and get some money every time you bag. First time you bag, you get $240. The next time you bag, you get $900. You can also direct buy into day 2 for $900. So
wow. So you can
9 starting fights. You can bag the day
can bag every single flight you play
and make a ton of pretty good money.
Yeah, right.
For a $120 buy-in or a $240, the final two ones are $240.
That is awesome. Like every flight you play, you can make money, and you can get a bigger stack every time you play. So why not play it?
Yeah, come play all the day ones.
Absolutely.
Just like Crispy. All right, Veronica's back.
Veronica. No. Wait, Veronica.
We only have 5 minutes. Veronica's coming back to close it out.
Crispy bacon was.
Oh, you're like, I'm done. I'm already on my way home, guys.
Yeah, I was like in my car.
It's been great. Thanks, man. Good luck.
It's probably the last hand of the night, right?
Close. We got 4 minutes left. My son wants to play live all the time. I just play on PokerStars. I don't have the option to run the local casino. I just play weekends. Yeah, I mean, some of us are a little jealous of people who can play on PokerStars, to be honest. But I can see there's definitely an appeal of playing live. Friendliness, you know, the atmosphere, seeing some familiar faces, drinking, hanging out, having a good time. All of those things that are like simple. Oh, that's true. Value-wise, online is probably the smarter investment. But you also got a lot more crushers online, I think. Especially
you
now.
have a lot of crushers in Hold'em in general.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like limit 08 is still pretty beatable, but like.
But like online, the American people have moved out of the country on purpose to play. Like, see, people know they want to play. So, I mean, I think it's potential to be very tough. John's got the nut flush draw here, and Mark's rocking the gutter ball. Turn is a 9, which improves Mark to like a double. No, never mind. 9, 10, Jack. Yeah, Jack or a 6 is going to give Mark a straight. Still no flush for
John.
Not yet. He's got a pair for us.
Horseshoe's coming in. Veronica and Friends confirmed in April.
Oh, nice. Horseshoe is going to bet. He's got top pair. He's also got to get a queen, would give him a straight. And give him the nuts. Let's see. We don't know what Crispy has. We do not know what Crispy has.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat at the bar. I'm gonna eat Sammy's food at the bar.
I just want to be in the new booth. I haven't been in the clubhouse yet.
Vocal terror
Hey,
in the
come
hissy.
on, you're short enough. You don't need
There's less room now.
I know, it's a little tighter. Come on.
Wait.
Is that a
There's room for the vegan.
bad joke? Thanks, Donkey Punch.
What's up?
Hey, bud. Great job.
What a great game.
Yeah.
Like, what a splashy
It's
game.
an okay game. It's a 1-2.
Yeah. 1-2.
Emphasis on 1-2.
Just made a cool 1,000 at a 1-2 game. No big.
This is standard though for Stones, right? Stones usually plays a
Absolutely.
lot bigger than most casinos.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I heard that this game was supposed to be a little bigger, but we had to lower it to get people interested in it, and like it's obviously playing bigger than.
Well, PLO, plays certainly bigger than any 1-2 like Hold'em game for sure. Are you calling the horseshoe?
I thought it was pretty crazy. We did one bomb pot. We did one $20 bomb pot, and it's like it's so crazy to play after the flop when you have 4 cards. There's 9 people going to the flop with 4 cards, and you're like,
it's trying to like figure that out.
It's crazy. It's crazy enough going to a flop with Hold'em with 2 cards, but now you're like, oh shit! Like I flopped bottom 2 pair on the bomb pot, and I was like, there's no way I can be good, right? Like.
Yeah, probably not. It's not a great spot.
It's like super sick, and I would have skipped the pot because I turned a full house, but.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I remember that was. That's
all I want. I just wanted to check it out.
I just wanted to share your story about how you turned a full house. You folded it. You let it go. Horseshoe would have made a full house.
Big hand.
Horseshoe would have made a full house because he would not have folded.
Because he would not have folded. Exactly.
He would have been in there.
There you go. And I heard he's invited to Veronica Brill.
Of course.
Kevin Cram.
It's official.
All right.
From the YouTube chat, thanks to the hosts,
I'm his
commentators, back staffs, graphics guy, thumbs up. Thank you very much, Kevin, and definitely a shout out to the crew that you guys don't see. Got a lot of people working hard in the back. JFK Stone's putting it all together.
Running
they're
these like
basically the power generators.
power generators of like the 1930s.
Making sure everything goes off without a hitch. We're working on making tons of improvements to the stream. If you guys have been watching for a while, I'm sure you've noticed a lot of progressive changes, which are good. We're gonna get there. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Thanks again, Kevin.
I'm ready for my dinner. I started ordering because I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Since you're my dinner date. Brent's my dinner date, everybody.
All right, so I think this is going to be the final hand of the night, as it is 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Well, when you say 10
o'clock,
you don't often say 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Whatever. Service on table 11. Let's go there. 30 minutes ago. It probably was there very fast. That's my guess. It looks like Wadizi is raising. Final hand of the night. Wadizi's going to pump it up a little bit. And Taylor has called. Carlton has called, I think.
I'm watching a girl sit behind her boyfriend, and she's just rubbing him down, and it's like taking it to the next level, sitting behind someone.
She's involved.
I'm just saying, like, if I had a robot, that's what I'd have my robot massaging me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I was gonna refer back to the robot thing.
I would turn off the voice and just tell him to massage me while I play.
Yeah, so he couldn't be like, "Why are you racing there? Terrible river decision. You never have a bluff here." Oh yeah, he never has a bluff here. All right, so it looks like we got some pots. I guess we're gonna skip that pot. Apparently, it's not very exciting. So
thanks for tuning in. I'm opening my paycheck.
Yes. Yeah.
Join us again on Wednesday.
What is Wednesday? Let's double check. Actually, I don't have a thing. 5-5. No limit hold'em. Right here.
It's so predictable.
Yeah. If you're not subscribed, hop on the YouTube, hop on the Twitch, subscribe, follow. Those are all important things. You can follow us at Stones Live Poker on Twitter. Brent Harrington
mustache.
on Twitter. You can follow the mustache.
That mustache.
We've told you all about the great tournaments coming up. Tons of stuff coming up. Yes. Keep tuning in. Follow.
Have a good night, everyone.
Do all that. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all the good comments and even the bad ones because it means you're watching. Yes.
Dinner date.
Food time.